Ooga booga, am I here? Happy Wednesday, everyone. I think it's, yeah, it should be running. Happy Wednesday. Hope your day's going well, and I hope it gets better. Oh my gosh. Welcome to Baku, welcome to Jesus, welcome to Zozo, welcome to Ukalism. I think I didn't miss anybody. Yep, that's the third check, and I'll say, okay, welcome in, skateboard, lightning jump scare. Holy crap, how many ears do we show? Only 2. I'm a main wolf. I don't have human ears. Getting headphones is a pain in the ass. I have to wear them like upside down. Like it's I am full maned wolf. I just look humanoid because just don't go picking random dandelions and blowing on them. It's what I've learned. Because yeah, I sneezed on one and now I look like this. And so it is what it is. Oh. Oh my god. Okay, redeems. Those are things that I forgot to do. I had a full brain rot of gardening today, so I went outside and I was like looking through the garden because we didn't label anything when we planted it. We just kind of planted it. We're like, yeah, we know. And I separated the seeds that we did plant, like because we had like duplicate bags or whatever. So I was like, yeah, we can remember this way. And then I forgot to actually like write it down in the book, so like we don't actually have a full little map of where we planted everything, and we don't remember. So I was going through like having to like, okay, this is what this is. Food and not having 4 ears. Exactly. Finally here for full stream. Let's go. Welcome. Hope you enjoy. It's gonna be a full stream, guaranteed. That I know of. I don't think I forgot to do anything. I was doing so much gardening. I feel like such a big gardener. Listen, I'm gonna go on a little bit more than usual today about gardening because I'm like, oh, look how much I don't know. You know when you get like kind of hyper focused on something? Welcome in, Antonio. And you get hyper focused and you're just like, I want to learn everything that I can about this. Well, that's what I did. It was fun. Is she low volume or just me? It might be that I'm low volume. I have been messing with mic things every now and then. There we go. That should be better. Only 2 years hides my line to join. Yeah, but Rika, just a question. Are we kidnapped peppers? It depends on what your definition of kidnapping is, because you see, the thing is, y'all are peppers, so technically, y'all can't get kidnapped because y'all aren't kids. We bought potatoes, gooseberries, carrot, garlic, and onions. Ooh, nice. I have some potatoes growing right now. We have onions too. We have green onions, and oh my god, I didn't know green onions can flower, right? Because I'd like never seen a full life cycle because I was not a gardener. And then my dad was like, let's do a garden, and I was like, sure, why not? And then I realized like, hey, this is kind of really interesting, learning about plants and like how to plant them and like the soil and doing shit. Because I liked being outside for a while, but there was nothing to do when outside, so I always get bored. And plus, it's like relatively hot where I live, so like I hardly ever went outside during the summer. But in fall and cooler weather, I loved going outside, but there was nothing to do except walk around. But with gardening, you can plant shit and then shit grows and you're like, oh. And then whenever you get into gardening, you can grow shit that you can eat and you're like, I don't know, man. I get excited about that. And so, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, green onions, they flower. And they're starting to flower in our garden. And I was outside, checking the garden bed, and I was like, what's that thing on these? It's not infected or anything, is it? Luckily, we haven't had any, like, diseases or anything in the garden, so that's been great. But I was looking at it, and I was like, let me Google Lens it. And it was like, yeah, it's a green onion flower bud. And I was like, oh, they're gonna get flowers, and then we're gonna get, like, seeds, and then, like, the circle of life, Because, like, those were kitchen scraps. And now they're, like, huge. And so it's so awesome. Sorry, gardening. Once we get to share more peppers, we've been sitting here around years, slowly piecing together the lore, finally, piece by piece. I was ready to then put in the garden. I was so happy, so I never tried to leave. Yeah, you'll get plenty of compost, there's a bunch of worms, there's sunlight, like, what more could you want out of life, honestly? Oh my god, came here willingly, just can't leave. It becomes a game. I technically didn't come here willingly since I came from a stream redirect. Well, I mean, yeah, but like, so, funny story, right? Sometimes things just happen, and then, it's still cool. That makes no sense. But basically what I wanted to say was that I saw a plant in the garden, right? Because I was kind of like weeding or whatever. We don't have too big of an issue with weeds because we put cardboard down under, which gardening hat when you're doing above ground garden beds, put cardboard at the bottom, very cost efficient, and it keeps like a majority of the like you know, not wanted gardening plants out. I saw a plant and I was looking at its leaves and I was like, these do not look like anything that's already growing or anything that we planted. So what is it? And the thing is, we have a tree next to it, but it's like kind of like, you know, not a huge tree, but not a small tree either. And I was like, could it be from that? But it had different leaf shape. And I was like, that's weird, because I've seen other sprouts of that same tree sprout in the garden, but this is new. So I was like, what is it? It kind of looks like an oak tree. And so I pulled it out, right? And it was an oak tree sapling from an acorn. Like, it had the acorn and everything. And I was like, oh my god! Because, like, I've never seen an oak tree actually sprout. They've always just been, like, huge, you know? So I was like, I saw it and I was like... And the craziest part is that, like, the closest oak tree that we have none in our yard, none in the neighbor's yard, none in the back neighbor's yard. Like, it's down the street, so how the fuck did it get there, you know? So I was like, damn, I low-key kind of respect it. How did it get into the garden? And it was growing, and, you know, it looked like a healthy little tree, so, you know, I kind of gently uprooted it. And then, like, I put it in a little bowl or whatever, and I'm gonna ask my dad what he wants to do with it, because, like, we could grow an oak tree, but oak trees kind of do, like, you know, a lot of leaves, a lot of acorns, and a lot more trees, which great for the environment, but for when you want to garden and you want to, like, curate what grows in your yard, you know, not the best. But we could sell the tree for it. We could give away the tree to someone who really wants an oak tree. So, yeah. Oh my god. Did you come from Alfie? We consented to the true, you have to consent. I'm taking care of an aloe plant. I saw that you can feed it its own leaves if you blend them with some water. Whoa, cannibalistic plant. Cycle. Fair, but I can't leave now. Use it to make it into a cannibal. Birds, wind, squirrel. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe it was like a squirrel or something. We haven't had any rodent issues either, so that's been kind of weird. The only issue that we have is caterpillars, which suck because they're like really hard to get rid of. Because I was like looking up, I was like, what's a, you know, good way without squirting a bunch of pesticides on there? Because we're trying not to go too into pesticides or whatever. Not because like, oh, you know, organic only, homegrown. It's just kind of like, might as well, right? It's homegrown, might as well go, you know, try not to get too many herbicides. Plus they're expensive. So I was like, you know, what's a good organic solution or whatever? And they were like, well, you have two options. You can get this one chemical that's like technically not a chemical, it's a naturally occurring bacteria that like kills caterpillars. And you know, it's like safe for us, so you know, perfectly fine to put it on your garden. Or you could, you know, look through the plants and pick out all the caterpillars yourself. And I'm like, that's a lot of work, so I'm gonna talk with my dad about it. This all happened today. I was in the garden completely the day. I pruned my roses. My mom gave me this rose plant because she got like a couple of rose plants or like little mini rose bushes for Valentine's Day, and so she gave me one because she was like, I kind of have a lot. Do you want one? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? You know, I'm going through a whole gardening arc. Why not? You know, I can have a plant to call my own, and I can do like whatever I want with it. So if I want to like try it, but I don't want to accidentally ruin something, I can just like do it on mine because it's fine. So I pruned it or whatever, and I learned a little about like pruning roses. And yeah, I don't know if mine's sick, because like some of the newer leaves are red, which can be normal for roses, but also it could be a sign of a disease called like rosette disease or something like that. So I'm kind of worried about that, because like I don't want the plant to die. Yeah, so yeah. Welcome in, Radioactive Penguin, how are you doing? My mom would love that oak tree. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, if y'all want an oak tree. Well, the thing is, I replanted it, so I'll see if it grows, and if it grows enough, you know, I'll let you know if y'all really want an oak tree, and I will send it to y'all. I mean, I don't know if that would really work, because, like, I don't know if a live plant really, firstly, can be mailed, and secondly, is, you know, like, will make it in the shipping process. Oh my gosh. Caterpillars are the pillar of tree support. Bad support system, but I need the pun. Oh my god. How about birds? Couldn't they take caterpillars? You train a very specific attack bird? Oh my god, true. I'm gonna have to start taming birds. I wanted to, too, but I'm not sure, because, like, there's some other crops that my dad wants to grow in the future, and I'm, like, not sure what animals are, like, yeah, it's fine, come on down, you know, just hang out with us, and which ones are, like, they eat everything. So, yeah, birds will eat the garden, yeah, because, like, I know scarecrows exist, so to some extent, birds in the garden, not the greatest. We haven't had too much issues yet, but, like, still. I think it's mainly because we've been lucky, because, like, we're growing green onions, which I think kind of work for, like, pest deterrents and stuff, so, oh my god. But yeah, so I don't know. Also, I'm thinking I may need to convince my dad to start growing dill. Neither of us like dill, but it's a good pest deterrent, so, you know, might get into doing that. Oh my god. But I want to feed birds, but ever since we started gardening, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't. But yeah, I don't know. You know, plants and stuff, right? I like it. You know, I get to mess with the dirt. The only thing is I'm not a fan of spiders, so whenever like an area is too bushy, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna touch it, because maybe a spider. I got scared a couple times, because we have like this pile of branches, like 2 different piles of branches, from this like one tree that we have to cut down, right? And so we have a decent amount of branches, and they're just like sitting there kind of decaying, and every now and then like, I mean, obviously there's things in there, right? Because it's outside, unprotected, of course there's gonna be wildlife in there. But I heard it rustling and I was kind of like, I'm not prepared to go against a wild animal yet. What am I gonna do? It was a lizard, so, you know. I lived, and no lizard was hurt, and no paprika was hurt. So, you know, the good end. Oh my god. Holy crap, 30 points. Welcome in, Moss, the gay one. How are you doing? Hope your day's going well. If not, I hope it gets better. Can I call you Moss? Because it feels like it's a title. Like, if your name was Roddy the, what's it called? The Viscount or something, then I'd be like, oh, well, it's Roddy. Do you want me to call you Roddy or the Viscount? Do you want me to call you the gay one? Oh my god. Feed birds at a separate part of the lawn, maybe the front lawn. It will train them to go only there, and you feed them. That is big brain. I didn't think of that. I have 2 problems. Cat poop everywhere and weeds grow everywhere too. We have a lot of terrain. I've been wondering if sprinkling stuff like vinegar could solve both problems without using chemicals. Let's see. Cats poop everywhere and weeds grow. Well, it depends. What do you consider weeds, you know? Like, if it's a spiky weeds, because I know, like, for me, the ones that I hate, because, like, dandelions are fine, but the, like, really big, thick ones with the pointy leaves I don't like because they're pointy and they're sharp, and I don't, you know, don't appreciate it. You could look into just sprinkling, like, native wildlife species. Native something species. Like, basically, oh, wildflower is the word I was thinking of. Native wildflower species, then you get, like, a bunch of flowers and stuff. I don't know how to fix a cat poop, though. I'm sure there are plants that, like, deter cats. Just make sure not to get any that are toxic to cats, because that will give you a different issue that I'm sure you don't want to deal with. Let's see. But Pep, you're a wild animal by default, right? Yeah, technically, yeah. See, that's why I'm not used to wearing gloves whenever I work on stuff, because it's like, well, you know, back in the wild, when we made, like, tools and stuff, we just kind of went for it, and if we got hurt, then oh well, we just have a lesson for next time. So, you know, wearing gloves, I'm new to it. I had to check for specific weaknesses. Exactly, yeah. We encourage our Chihuahua to bark at cats in the garden. He doesn't attack, but eggshells apparently, oh, they do? If you want to eat eggs and end up with eggshells anyways, true. I don't want to kill the wildcats. Yeah, exactly. So you gotta look for, like, something that would work. I don't really know what's a good deterrent for cats, to be honest. Like, I'm the type of person who's like, how to call a cat over. And so, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Tabasco sauce. I don't know. I don't think that's safe. Crush the eggshell, put it around the plant. They don't like walking on it. Oh, that makes sense. And it's a good source of calcium for the garden. I've been looking into it recently, because, like, my my algorithm, especially for Instagram, like, I've been kind of training that one to give me, like, nothing but gardening content, and it's working, and I enjoy it, because they're like, oh, look, here's a hack for, you know, making a budget planter, here's a hack for this, here's that. I love that. I'm like, oh, yes, give me hacks. I want to learn how to garden efficiently and effectively. Because it's just fun, you know? You know what might also work? Well, I don't really know. Because I was thinking, there's like this one gardening hack that I figure, well, if it works on something, then it may work on like other things, because it's about the theory of it. But essentially, you can plant certain plants that will attract the pests, like in a different area, so that way they go that way and not to, you know, the area that you're usually gardening in. So maybe if you plant it in an area where, like, you don't care, or like that they can be, like plant some cat grass, or I would say catnip, but catnip is a part of the mint family that, if you don't know, mint, like, is completely invasive, and not like, oh, it's a bad plant. It's just, if you plant it, that's fine, but do it in a contained area, so in like a pot or in a planter, you know, something where you can contain it, because if you just put it in the ground, it will grow everywhere. So in raised bed gardening, you don't want to put it in your garden, because then it's just all mint, and mint is great, but like there's such a thing as too much mint, you know? Oh my god. So basically bribery? Yeah, essentially. So cat grass may be like a good thing if it's good for your area and stuff, and it can grow and stuff. From what I hear, it's not too hard to grow. I'm thinking about buying that and some catnip, and like initially I was like, yeah, I'll just pop it outside and it'll be fun, but then I was like, well, you know, we don't have a lot of cats, and the thing is we have cats indoors, so if we have a lot of cats outdoors, maybe it's not a good idea. So we'll see. Bribery is always the ideal way. You're not wrong, and it's the easiest way. Everybody likes it. Everybody wins. As long as you bribe them into doing the thing that you want to, or like, you know, bribe them in a way that's good for you. That sounds meaner than it is. Oh my gosh. But yeah, with that, I've talked too much about gardening. Let's go to get into the art portion, right? Because then I can talk more about gardening, but then you'll have something to look at, and then it'll be great, because then I'll get to draw and talk about gardening, probably. Knowing me, I don't know what I'll actually end up talking about. Let me pull this one. This one looks good. Get in the music. There we go. That should be good. And then go here. Then it's all quiet. And then let me do this one. And there we go. Ooh, loud. Right there. There we go. That should be good, and y'all should be able to hear it, hopefully. But yeah, I don't think we've done this one. If not, we'll draw a new emote. We're just gonna do emote drawing. Very, very easy. Mic input, switch device. Don't switch. That's up. Don't get distracted. We must focus. We must stay focused. We must stay focused. What was I gonna do? What was I doing? Oh, right. I was gonna check the emote gallery. Sorry, I'm very distracted today. It's really bad on days where I get hyper-focused about something, because then it means that my brain's like, I want to do something. And when my brain wants to do something, it can be great, because I get a lot of stuff done. But then it can be horrible, because sometimes I get the wrong stuff done. And so I'm like, I really need to refocus, you know? Gotta lock in and make sure I get the right thing done. Let's see. This one is not there. Okay, good. So we'll be working on this one. We'll finish up this one, because I did not finish it up. Here we go. Okay. Beep. Let me move this. There we go. So what have y'all been up to? Have y'all picked up any new hobbies? So if you follow my Twitter, you know. But then again, I've only made one tweet about it. But I decided, right? Because man. So like, butterfly pea tea, right? Which is like this flower and, you know, type of tea. I'm making a candle for a friend. Ooh, what scent are you using? But all I say is but. So like I've never tried butterfly pea tea, right? But it looks really pretty, and it's a blue tea. Then if you mix in lemon, then it looks like very pretty, because it turns purple and stuff, right? And it looks very pretty. And so I've kind of always wanted to try it, but I've never like wanted to go and buy it, because I'm like, oh, what if I don't like it? Like, I don't want to waste money. So I've just kind of like not really attempted to try it. So recently I was like, wait, what is it made with? Because I think I saw a video that was like, you can grow your own chamomile from tea bags, because it has a flower. And so, you know, since it's rich with seeds, the flower, you can just like take that and plant it, and then it'll grow. And I'm like, hey, that's kind of dope. I wonder if my dad likes chamomile. And then I was like, too bad I don't like chamomile, or at least I've never tried it, because, you know, I don't know, I'm not a big tea drinker, because the only time that I've had tea and I didn't put anything in it, I just kind of like, oh yeah, just I think it was green tea, and it was just like, it was fine, it just wasn't great, and so I didn't enjoy it that much. And then I was like, oh, but I really do want to try butterfly pea tea, and I was like, what is that made of? Maybe I can grow it. Oh my god. And then I looked it up, and yeah, it looks relatively easy to grow, or all the videos are like, yeah, it's easy to grow. So I looked up the seeds, and I bought them. And so they should be arriving like this weekend, and me and my dad are gonna do like a bunch, or allegedly we're gonna do a bunch of garden work this weekend. And so maybe I'll plant some of that. And I'll give y'all updates as it like goes, but right now I just ordered the seeds, so that's the thing that's gonna happen. Also, I was like, I want to kind of try the hack to grow chamomile because that seems kind of cool. And so while we were at the store today, I got this pack of chamomile tea for like 99 cents, and I put like a lot, a lot of the flowers in some soil that we had, like just some compost and I think it was compost and soil. I just kind of mixed them and then I plopped it in there. And so I put it outside like the way that it told me to, and so we'll see if it grows. That's exciting. Let's see. Better give him a note with a candle pun. I almost forgot the scent. Thank you. It's for her school project. Oh, what's the school project about? Let's see. Maybe it's something like... Oh, no, wait. That doesn't make sense. I was thinking that one experiment where it's like, do ice cubes made with cold water or hot water have different, like, melting points or different melting times? But no, that kind of has nothing to do with a candle. Wonder what it could be about. You know, so I was watching Apothecary Diaries, right? And so, kind of spoiler, in case you want to learn about Apothecary Diaries. Or, like, watch it and aren't caught up. But there was... I'm gonna try not to spoil too much. But there was a scene, right? And so, like, there was kind of a challenge presented, and it was like, hey, I want to see blue roses. And so the main character was like, oh, that's not a thing. But... like another person asked her to, and she was like, I'll see what I can do. And so I was thinking about it, and I was like, how would you grow blue roses? Blue to be, well, blue is not really a naturally occurring color, or it's like a very rare naturally occurring color. So I was like, how would you do that? And it reminded me, let's see, recycling old things to make new stuff. I don't know, just helping her. Ah, okay, gotcha. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so I was thinking about it and I was like, how would you go about making blue roses? I wonder if they're gonna like give... Because the thing is, the anime is very, I'm gonna say realistic in the sense of like the problems or like solutions are usually based in reality. So I was like, oh, you know, I wonder what their approach to this is gonna be. And I was like, wait a minute, it reminded me of my brother, and he did this school science fair project. And you can basically dye any flower a certain color by, like, as long as it's white. It works best with white. Technically, you can also change any color of, like, any other plant, but, well, you know, mainly flowers. They're easier with flowers. But it works, like, a lot better if it's white. And so I was like, oh, well, what if she grew white roses and then, like, put dye, like, food for us, whenever my brother did the experiment, he did food coloring, right? And so you just mix that in with water and then feed it that, and then it starts changing colors. And I was like, oh, well, that would kind of make sense. Like, white roses are a thing, and then you just feed them like blue dye or like, you know, blue water, and then boom, they do it. And sure enough, that was it. And I was like, let's fucking go. I'm so smart. Because I did it like before they started revealing, like, oh yeah, you know, we're gonna grow white roses. And I was like, yeah. Oh my god. No new hobbies, but I discovered something cool I can do in Clip Studio. Oh my gosh, it looks great. I'll share on whips later. Oh, sweet. I wonder what you discovered. Yeah, I didn't know you could get seeds from the tea bags. Yeah. I love that experiment. Color body, exactly. I've done that before. It was so cool. It is. Roses are red. Nuh-uh, dyes the water blue. Yeah, get some purple roses. That would be a fun thing to do to my dad. Like, not tell him and start, like, watering the roses. Dyed food water. Or dyed water, and then have them change color, and him to be like, why are they changing color? Like, I'll make them all purple or something. He's like, but this doesn't make any sense. What type of weird roses did we get? And I'll be like, hey. Oh god. Re-dyes your your plant. Fuck you. Color changing blast. Oh my gosh. That'd be funny. Just make some roses RGB. Could you imagine? That would be so pretty. Like, I don't know if any of y'all ever saw it, but there was, like, this thing that got, like, relatively popular for a while. And it was, like, these flowers, but they were made with like this kind of holographic film for the petals, and so they were like very reflective and colorful, and they were very pretty. And it's just like, could you imagine if there was a way to like make colors? I'm sure there's a way, because there's like what's it called? That one like material that they use for clothing sometimes. I think it's fiber optic. You could probably make that. It's probably going to be very tedious, but it's, I think, doable. That would be cool. Someone make a fiber optic rose. That would be dope. You could literally make an RGB rose. That would sell so well if you could just get the cost to make it worth it at all. Thing I discovered was that if you make an animation document, then go to import movie, you can add a video in the timeline to animate over. The idea is to rotoscope, but holy crap. That is some big brain shit. I didn't know you could do that. RGB? Yeah, RGB. Just animate anything. So I did a basic Blender animation test and animated fire over it, combined it with real animation video editor, and boom. Holy shit! Fire bending animation, let's go! Oh my gosh. But yeah, you know, in the same way, technically, you could probably make it out of those like LED light strips or whatever. Does anyone remember Stardust LEDs? They're hardly talked about now, but for a while they were like really big on TikTok. It was this like really dumb ad that would show, and it was like, what is it? Stardust LEDs, light up your room. I ordered some off that website. And I got them, you know, they worked. They're fine. In fact, I think they were actually pretty good, all things considered, because like I bought a pack off of Amazon like a while later, I think, or did I use that same thing? I don't know, but I had other lights that I attached to like the bottom of my bed, so it was really cool for a while, but they're dead. And I haven't tried the ones that I had, because initially I bought them to put into my little like manga library bookshelf that I have. I haven't turned them on in a while because I don't I don't really read the like physical books anymore, and I haven't gone out to like need to read them physically, you know, so I'm usually reading it on my phone. Oh my gosh, should have been clear. What is RGB? Oh, RGB is, it means red, green, blue, but it's kind of like a term used for like color changing stuff usually. So when you say like RGB keyboard, it's kind of gonna have like a rainbow effect or whatever on it. So it'll have like lights or LEDs in it that can change color. Stardust? Yeah, that was the name of it at least. Let's see. Ooh. But yeah, it's pretty dope. The fun thing about the LEDs that I got from the website was they had like different strobe effect options, and like when you have red, green, and blue flashing very fast, it kind of looks like a rave party, and then with the covers of the books, it'll change their colors, so it looks like so trippy to look at. It's really fun. Okay, thank you. No worries, no worries. I'm happy to always like, what's it called, share information. I enjoy that a lot. I enjoy telling stories and shit. That's one thing that I noticed. I've been doing a little thinking recently, and I'm like, what am I doing? What's my goals here? What's my focus? And trust me, those questions have been hard. But I have learned what I like and what I don't like, and so that's been pretty fun. I've also learned that I understand where like my drive to, well, I started it so I'm gonna finish it, comes from. It comes from my dad being like, don't waste time. And whenever I'm like, hey, do you think I should just like switch to doing something else, he's like, no, because you already spent time doing this, and then that time will have been wasted. And I'm like, oh, that's so true. Oh my god, which is good, you know. It's good to have some level of commitment to a project that you undertake. Not that, it needs to be a little bit darker. Yeah, that's good, probably. I would like it to be a little more color. See, I agree, right? Because, yeah, like, basically I was working on this project, right? And I won't say which project, but I was working on a project, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And so I thought about it, and I was like, well, you know, I could do this other project that I'm, like, more passionate about, and I know that the more passionate I am about something, the faster I complete it. So I was like, oh, well, how about, you know, I do this, and that way I'll be able to finish it, because it had a deadline. That was like the big thing. about it. So I was like, oh, what if I do this, and then I'll be able to finish it within the deadline, and then it'll be better because I'll work on it more, and I'll like it more. So I'll be more invested in it. And I told him about it, right? Because I was kind of having trouble doing it. I'm like, well, it's not technically a good move in terms of like efficiency or anything, but it is something that like I might do since I'm not sure if I'll even finish this other project that I'm doing, and or rather the project that I didn't like. And so I told him about it, and he was like, "No, finish the thing that you started. You know that already." And I was like, "Oh, oh." And I got really sad that day, but then immediately after I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm going to finish it. I'm going to finish it because I said I was going to do it, and I did. And I finished it. I felt strong at the end, And the way that he put it for me was that he was like, do the thing that you're doing now that you're not confident in. It's fine. Do it to the best of your abilities. It doesn't have to be necessarily excellent, but just do it to the best of your abilities. And then the next time that you have to do a similar project, or like for that idea that you have, just do it in the next one. That way you can do that one better, Like learn. Good perseverance. Yeah. I'm working on it. And I've been getting pretty good. I was very, very, whatchamacallit. I was gonna say effective, but that's the wrong word. Productive yesterday. I am on the up arc, Read it from an artist. Finished, not perfect. True. Is there a good job redeem? Oh, there's a pat, and that tells me like you've been a good boy. So there's that. Oh my gosh. There's also the clap redeem. That one would also work. Do I have the redeems in the description? I should. Yay!
Have a lollipop.
You mean? No, we just say good job, Buckaroo. True. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll be like, oh my god, Dad, is that you? Oh my god, that's not true. Does my dad? I don't think he really does a thumbs up. He does it whenever we do it. Like, I'll be like, yeah, and I'll do like a thumbs up because, I don't know, I just started emoting like fucking NPCs. And he'll do like, yeah, and he'll like do it sometimes, and so there's that. Oh my gosh. Let me grab this one, make it a little darker. Not too dark. Yay! He returns. Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh. I want it to like not look as gray. Yeah, that one should be good. I need to do the highlights too, otherwise it'll look weird and bland. There we go. Almost did a flipping thumbs down. Damn. Damn, just hit me with a nope, not good, Paprika, not good enough. And I'll be like, oh. My self-esteem. No. My ego. No. Oh my gosh. There we go. So here's the thing. Sometimes I remember thinking about stuff, right? But I don't remember like why I was thinking about it. And so just now I thought about dancing for some reason. Because I was like, hey, my brain kind of just like whispers to me and it's like, hey, do you remember when you were thinking about like if you would have to panic and do a dance, what dance you would do? And you considered like, wouldn't it be funny if you did the Cupid shuffle? Like as like a panic dance or something, kind of like those memes of like, oh, you get pushed into a dance circle, what do, right? Since I can't dance, I was like, oh, that would be funny. But I can't remember why I started thinking about that. Because I know it was like, I don't remember. Oh my god. You need to laugh when like, if you want. True. We don't have a laughing paprika, do we? Oh my god. Let's see. Hold on. I have like a folder of stuff. Please don't open on the wrong thing. Okay, good. I do have a folder of stuff that I need to draw. None of them are laughing emotes. If you want, if you may have to be interested, what you could do is if you see one of those like little meme emojis or whatever that has like a funny laughing face, feel free to like send it and at me. Or like if you have like a funny reference photo, you can like send it to me. And then I'll draw that one next time we do an art thing, an art stream. an art thing. Oh my god. Cupid circle. The Cupid shuffle. I settle for an audience laughter. We have a laughing at you one, but if it's not one to sneer at, I don't want to use it. Ah, true. How funny are we talking? Like, as funny as you can, you know? Like memes that you send and you're like, oh. Oh my god. If I could animate, like, efficiently, then I would do that Dobby one. Do y'all know that Dobby one? The one, well, it's not really a laughing one now that I think about it. But it's one of him, like, just tweaking out. He's like moving all over the table or whatever. He's like freaking out. Welcome in, Yurkun, by the way. Happy Wednesday. But like he's just like glitching out, and it's so funny. I love that meme. Oh my gosh. Move this one up, move that one up. Have y'all seen, okay, do y'all know that like Pecora animation or whatever from Hololive where she's like she's swinging around like her carrot or whatever, and she's like con peno con kikon or something like that, right? Something. And she swings it, right? And right at the end she like supposedly hits the camera. Well, there's a meme that like at the end of that it cuts to the one where they like slap the Yoda hand puppet, and it is the funniest shit ever. I don't know if I've like talked about it before, but I just remembered it. I fucking love that one. Oh my gosh. You know, funnily enough, that was like, I think that was actually the first time that I'd seen a VTuber, but I didn't know, like, oh, that's a VTuber. I was just like, oh, anime girl, and then funny meme, and Yoda, and that was it. Oh my god. Tell me after stream if this works. Oh, okay, bet. Oh my gosh. I remember whenever me and my brother first found it, because, like, I think he had seen the meme and then he showed it to me, and I was like, that's the funniest shit. And so we were, like, laughing at it for a while. There's, like, very few memes that we'll just, like, laugh at for minutes on end, but that one was really funny. You ever just, like, remember those precious moments of, like whenever you laugh really hard or whatever with a friend or like a sibling, and you're just like, oh, I remember that. And it's just like you look back fondly on that memory. There's this one thing, I think I can tell you about it. So like we we had cats, right? I think it was actually with Qbert, if I'm not mistaken. But we had to take him a bath, but my mom didn't want us to take him a bath inside the bathtub and like let the water just drain, because she was like, oh, it'll clog it. And we couldn't take him a bath outside because like obviously he'll run, right? So and we had to take him a bath like as a part of like a flea treatment or whatever. So, you know, it's not just like we bathe cats because we're mean. But no, we took him a bath inside, and then afterwards we had to take out the water, right? And so we had this like tub of water that was really fucking flimsy. And the thing is, like okay, the house, the way that it was, right? It was long. And so the bathtub was over here, right? So like right here. And then we planned to throw it outside in the backyard, which was like all out here. And so the way we were going to do that is that there was this like sliding back door or whatever that we had to go through. And the thing is, there were rooms all right here, so we had to walk from here. And the thing is, it wasn't even like just in that corner. It was in a room, in the corner of that room. So like right here specifically, right? I don't know if y'all can really see that, but it's like, okay. Okay, let me finish coloring this and then I'll switch colors. So I was like, oh, I don't want to have to color pick again. All right. So it was like right here, or no, right here. So in order to get out and like dump the water, we had to like exit from here. And this was all carpeted area, right? This little like square in this corner was carpeted. So we definitely could not spill it there. So we had to like very carefully walk out and then walk all the way down this hallway, and then all the way over here to dump it out, right? And it was a very flimsy bucket. And it was me and, you know, my little brother, who at the time, like, we were way younger. Not super young, but, you know, like, younger. And so we were really weak. And so, like, we were really struggling to hold it or whatever. And since we couldn't hold it from just the handles, because, like, not only, okay, the material was thin and flimsy, so it, like, dug into your hand if you just, like, held it through there. So we had to, like, hold it from the bottom, too. But we were weak and it was full of water. So, like, it would start, like, okay, let me, right here, right? So the bucket kind of looked like this, right? And it had like handles right here and right here, but it was very flimsy material. So whenever you would hold it from said handles, it would buckle, and so it would kind of like turn into this shape, right? So kind of like that, right? And it would like, these parts would pull in. It made it a lot harder to grab. And then whenever we were walking, it would kind of like waddle, so it would slosh from side to side, and it was full of water, right? So that was going that way and this was going that way, right? And so it was like the water was sloshing everywhere. And we were trying not to spill any, because we knew if we spilled it, we would have to mop it up, and we're like, oh, we don't want to clean that. Because it started wobbling so much, it made me laugh, right? Whenever there's moments where like I need to be very focused or whatever, or like just very quiet, or whenever we're trying not to laugh, or whenever something's just like slightly funny, I laugh a lot, like especially when I shouldn't. I start laughing a lot. So I started giggling, and in turn that made my brother start laughing, and then we were both like fucking wheezing because we're also holding this heavy ass bucket of water that's full of water and that keeps like teeter-tottering, and as we're getting closer we start laughing more and more. And because we're holding this like heavy ass bucket, we're getting winded because of the laughter and because of how heavy it is. And so like we were so close to spilling it. And we got a couple drops on the floor here and there. The good thing is like only that little room was carpeted. The other part of the house was like had tile. So like it was fine. And then finally we got out and we were like, we like dumped it out, and then we just like sat there laughing for like a good 10 minutes. It was so funny for no reason. We were just trying not to spill water, and because of that it was funny. And so yeah, I don't know, I remember that. It was really fun. I was feared. I almost died from lack of breath. Yeah, sometimes it gets like really close where you're like, I can't breathe. The kind of bucket that struggles to survive under its own weight. Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's really bad. It like supposedly holds like, oh, this amount or whatever, right? And then you fill it with that amount. Like, it can hold it, but God forbid you try and move it, and it's just like, oh, you're asking for a death sentence, you know? It's like that. It was funny as hell. Oh my gosh. We emotes for laughter till dead wheezing. Just like on the floor shaking. Oh, that's so... I don't know where the light source is coming from. But I'm not gonna think about it too hard. There we go. But yeah, that shaking laughter is just so funny. And then, you know those moments when like something happens that's not funny, but like another person thinks it's kind of funny, so they start laughing, and then you laugh at their laugh, and then they laugh because you're laughing, and then y'all just both like start dying of laughter. And the whole thing that started it was like not that funny. Like, I'm not even talking like, oh, the bread falling over, right? Because that gets a chuckle out of me, right? Like, that's just a little bit funny because it's just like, ha, it fell, you know, stuff like that. Things falling makes me laugh. And like, I'm talking about anything except for maybe like, except for maybe babies. I think if babies fall, it scares me more than it makes me laugh. But like people falling, as long as it's not off of like big heights, right? Like whenever they just like trip and fall, I'm like, heh. When a toddler falls, it's funny. When a piece of clay falls, it's really funny to me. I don't know why. I think it's just like the like splat, you know, it's the funniest shit ever. When things are close to falling too, right? Whenever it's like you're holding something and you're like, oh, please don't fall, and it's like almost guaranteed that it's gonna fall, that makes me giggle too. Oh my god, as long as it wasn't uni. Wait, what does that mean? What does that mean? There we go. But yeah, those situations, I don't know, they're always really funny. But it's funny because like usually when that stuff happens, you're not supposed to laugh. Like it's not considered a nice social thing to just like laugh at it, which really sucks because it makes me look mean. She got hurt today? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, it looked like a pretty bad scrape. The good thing is like no skin was broken. But like, yeah. Definitely been there before. Shit sucks. It burns and it like pulses for a while and you're just like, oh. Oh my god. My least favorite thing is whenever you get like a cut or whatever, and you have to like hydrogen peroxide. I like it because like it fizzles and it doesn't burn. Alcohol, I hate it, but you have to use it to disinfect the thing or whatever because like hydrogen peroxide just kind of like oxidizes it. I don't really know what hydrogen peroxide does, but like my aunt taught me that you're supposed to do it, so I was like, okay, I do it. But the alcohol burns so much, right? It burns. And then when it burns, you blow on it. And then it gets really, really cold and it burns again, but like cold burn. And so it's horrible. I still do it because you're supposed to, but just like, God damn. Why does it hurt so much? There we go. But yeah. Growing up, I never had those kid band-aids, those like special ones where it's like, oh look, it's Ben 10, look, it's Elmo, look, it's Blue's Clues. I never had those patterned, whatchamacallit, those patterned ones. I just got basic, regular, good old band-aid ones. Occasionally we'd get the waterproof ones, and those felt special. Those felt like, oh wow, we got the clear ones, the cool ones, the rare variety. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I meant to say about that, but I just like thought about it and I was like, oh man. Because I think I saw one of my younger sisters or whatever, and she had she had like a horse band-aid or something. She was like, look at my band-aid. And I was like, wow, that's so cool, right? Because she's at that young age where it's just kind of like you talk about whatever with her, where she's like, yeah, I'm really into this cartoon, and you're like, wow, tell me all about it. Just kind of make conversation, just let them talk about whatever. And so she was pointing at her band, and she's like, yeah, this. And I'm like, oh, what's it from? And like I was looking at the art piece or whatever, and I was like, oh, I never had those growing up, right? And I just thought about that, and I was like, oh man, like it wouldn't have changed a thing, I think. It's just like, oh, I never had that growing up. I actually like the feeling of it. Never burned for me. The alcohol? Well, that makes one of us. Because it burned like hell for me. It still continues to burn. In fact, that's why I don't like treating my wounds. One time I was like playing with a cat because like I was playing with Cuber, right? And you know how like you do that thing where you kind of like it's like shadow boxing, right? But with a cat. So it's not shadow boxing. I guess it's cat boxing. And you kind of like swipe at them or whatever. You just kind of like boop them, and they will like swing back at you. I use 91% isopropyl alcohol. Let me check how much I use. Let me check my percentage. Hold on. I can check that real quick. I have a bottle of alcohol here for art uses that I stole from my dad. But it's fine because we still have more bottles of alcohol. Oh. We use 70%. 70% isopropyl alcohol. What does a percentage mean? Like, what? I know it's the amount of alcohol or like pure alcohol in there, but what is that? What does that correspond to? Just a 6-year-old because they have funny band-aids mood. Yeah, because it's like, damn, I wish I could do that, because you get like in the media, those kids are like, yeah, look, I got race cars on my band-aids, and it's just like, oh, I wish I had race cars on my band-aids. Almost like the kid isn't in you, just pulling at your sleeve. Yeah, it's just like, oh man, I want that. Not judging, just wanted to say. It's fine, you can judge. You can judge. I'm a baby, I know it. Oh man, I can't handle shit. My pain tolerance is so bad. Like, really bad. Like, I would go out of my way. Like, I have, like, fears occasionally of like falling or stuff, or like closing, like, oh my god, the things I hate the most, right? One of the things, at least, because I don't hate a lot of things, but I do have quite like a list, right? When you're like, okay, so those drawers that like for a sock drawer or whatever, or whatever, you have clothes in it, right? You open it, it doesn't happen to me anymore because I have handles on them, right? But I used to, for some reason, always like grab it from the top and open it. Back whenever I was a kid, whenever I was a young maned wolf. I would have this stupid habit of closing it on my fingers. Like, I would close it and like I would forget to move my hand and just boom. And I would usually like close it really hard or really fast. And so I would squish the shit out of my fingers. And the good thing is I never was like unfortunate enough to squish my nails or whatever, because I heard that hurts more. But I would squish like the knuckle above it, and that would hurt. And, you know, just be like, ah. And the thing that I hate about that pain isn't the pain itself. It's the fact that it always comes when you least expect it. Because it comes whenever you're not focused on the task that you're doing. And you're just kind of like doing it really fast or whatever. And like, sometimes it was so dumb because like I knew, right? Obviously, when you think about it, you're like, yeah, you know, you close that with your fingers in there. Why would I even close with my fingers in there? My fingers don't go in the drawer. Why would, you know, why would they be in there? Why would I think, yeah, close it and not move your finger? But it's just, I don't know. My brain would just like, yeah, you know, the task to be completed, close the drawer. To do that, you have to grab the drawer. But I don't think about like, hey, remove the fingers because they don't go in the drawer. So, yeah. Welcome in, Out Up Service. How are you doing? Hope your day's going well. If not, I hope it gets better. Happy Wednesday. Hopefully you have not squished your drawers, squished your fingers anytime recently. I don't have working nerves in my feet, so I kind of wish I was you. I would feel pain. So I stopped stepping on earrings. Oh, yikes. Jesus. Door hinge. Oh, those are the worst. Doors are like so much heavier. And like they continue to move. That's the thing that sucks, right? Because if you just squish it really quick. And okay, the pain paralysis, right? No one ever talks about this, but there's like a split moment of right whenever you like squish something, right? Like the drawer closes on your fingers, or like I have squished my fingers inside, not okay, well, I think like one time like on the door hinge or whatever, because like I don't know, you think like, oh, stick your fingers through there because my fingers can fit, and then the door moves slightly. It closes on your finger. You're not completely right, but it squishes your fingers and you're like, oh, and you panic and you start moving, and then like the door will continue to close or something like that. Or like it moves because, you know, it's a door. Don't squish your doors. Don't squish them. It doesn't seem like a good idea. Oh my god. But like the moment of like pain, because like as soon as you feel pain, you want to like pull your fingers away, right? That's your automatic thing, you know? That's your automatic response. But for like a second, they linger there because they're stuck. You know, normally, like, if you can pull them out, right? The times that I have been able to pull them out of the drawers, what hurts is the fact that, like, I scraped against, like, the wooden area or, like, the wooden edge of the drawer. And that also hurts. So that sucks. But sometimes it just, like, gets stuck. And you kind of, like, panic because you're like, ow, it hurts. You know, let go. And you're, like, struggling. And then you're like, oh, yeah, it's a drawer. I gotta open it and take my fingers out. And then you do that. And it's just, like... that that moment of like, ah, why does it hurt? Oh, this is why it hurts. Solve issue. Yay, now it just hurts. That I don't like that. Oh my god, and doors suck. I remember one time I have this like memory deep in my brain, and it's like I was upset at something. I don't know. I had like an attitude, right? So I was a little angry, and I wanted to not slam the door, right? Because like, you know, I grew up in a household where it's like, hey, don't slam the doors, don't slam the doors, right? So I kind of wanted to like I was frustrated, right? So I kind of like put a lot of pressure in the door with the way I swung it, but I, instead of grabbing the door handle, I grabbed the edge of the door, right? And I like just quickly closed it behind me, and I had a lot of force. I did not move my fingers in time, and you know, right in the doorway. That shit hurt like hell. And then like, you know when it hurts really bad that like you just kind of sit there and grab onto it, and you're just like, ah. Like it used to be really bad. Like I used to have no pain tolerance at all, and like as I grew up, right, my brain was like, don't cry in front of people because that's cringe or whatever, right? And so I would try not to cry, but I would get like tears in my eyes from like, it hurts. And I would just sit there like teary-eyed, like in silence, just like, and just wait till like it stops pulsing in pain. Oh my god. That's your auto humor. Only splinters hurt. It's mainly getting them out, not having them. Ah, yeah, I know what you mean. When splinters go in, it doesn't hurt too much, it just feels wrong. Or like, it hurts a little bit. It can be a little bit of a pinch, right, of whenever it like breaks the skin. But getting them out hurts a lot more, especially depending on the material. Because like, wood can have like things going in like the different direction of the grain or whatever, and that hurts. Did y'all know that, whatchamacallit, porcupine splinters, they do this. Make it like a good drawing color. Here, we'll do this one. So porcupine splinters are like that, right? And so when you zoom in, really, really microscopic, go back over here, they have barbs that like come out as soon as they're lodged in, right? So like, let's say this is the area that's lodged in, right? They have barbs going like that. and so they kind of come out after they've been inserted. So like, let's say that's the skin area. So like, that's why you're not supposed to just like rip them out or whatever. I forget what you're supposed to do or whatever. But I watched like a little, what is it, like one of those little like explaining TikTok thingies. And they were like, yeah, you know, that's why you're not supposed to pull it out. I think you're supposed to like cut them and then they slowly come out by themselves or something. I don't remember. But after they're triggered, it's like a biological thing that they know, like after they're in something, they just like, the splinters come out and it's horrible. That must be embarrassing. Oh, I hate your dad. Yell at me and I'll prove you wrong. Slam door. Tom scream. Oh my god, that is so true. I don't think it was like, I think it was one of those where like I walked across the house and then like got to my room to be upset. And so like no one was watching. That's a good thing. There was one time. Okay. This time was so stupid. If I told it to my brother, he would like fucking die laughing because he was there and he remembers it and it's just like ugh. But so like okay, I gotta explain this one using graphics. So one day, right? Because okay, me and my brother both don't know how to do handstands, right? We don't have arm strength to do handstands, so we don't really know how to do them. Let's see. And so we were like trying to do them against the door for some reason, right? So we had like a laundry room door, right? And so yeah, so we had the laundry room door, right? And we were in like this hallway area that was right outside of our room, right? Because our room door was like right here, right? So this was our room. R-O-O-M, you know, room right there, right? And so we were at this door, right? And for a while we were doing it against the walls, like right here, you know, this area. We were right there doing them. And we kind of just kept like moving to the side whenever we would fall. And so at one point, I wanted to do it against door for some reason, right? Because I don't know, I thought it was a good idea. Or like, I didn't think about it. I was just like, yeah. And so I closed the door, right? Because it was open. I'd closed it. And then I was like, yeah, I'll do it against this area, right? What I didn't know is that doors aren't necessarily the most reliable thing and they can't hold a lot of weight, especially that door that we'd like played with whatever before. So like sometimes we'll chase each other around the house, right? And so then we'll get to the other door and you know the one inside the room will lock it and so the one outside the room will like pull on the door, right? And so we've messed up that door. But I didn't know this, or rather I didn't think about it. So I closed the door, door's closed, right? So then I'm there. I like get in position to do the handstand, right? So like I'm doing the handstand. Hold on, let me switch colors here. There we go. I'm doing the handstand, right? There's young Paprika doing a handstand. Oh my god. So doing a handstand and I'm leaning against the door, right? My weight, my body weight is pushed against the door. The door thing, like the door knob or whatever. Not the door knob, but you know, the little click thing that actually makes it close. It was not closed all the way. So the door opens. It swings open. It completely swings open. And me, who had my full weight against the door, goes in. So from the side. Oh my god. So this is me, right? And this is the door. And it goes from here and it swings open, right? So then when the door is now open and there's, you know, nothing here, I fall. I fall straight down. And like this was like a wooden tile area and this was a porcelain tile area. So I fall, land on my back. All of my wind gets like knocked out of me. And then I'm a little embarrassed, right? Because I'm like, oh, you know, I was like, yeah, I got this. And I was like doing a handstand. And then the door opens and I fall in. And I'm embarrassed. So I just like, I close the door slowly, right? So I'm like, I'm now hip, rotate. I'm now on the floor. Like this, and like with my hand, and I kind of like move to the side. I shut the door, right? And so from my brother's point of view, what he's seeing is that, you know, there's Paprika doing a handstand or whatever. Door opens, she falls back, and then door closes. And it wasn't fast, it was like very slowly. And I was in there and I was embarrassed. My face was all red and I was like, oh, I'll just sit in here for a little bit till like I regain my air. And he was dying laughing. And it was so embarrassing, but it was so funny. And like yeah. That's that story. It was just oh my god. But yeah, we learned not to do handstands on doors because you cannot trust the door. TikTok. You're boomer Facebook but younger. Oh my gosh. Oh god. But yeah, there's that. There was another thing too. Do I want to tell the story? Okay, here's the thing. Whenever stuff happens to me, that's like funny, I laugh. And even now I've gotten like, I don't know, I feel kind of stronger whenever I say this. Or whenever I do it, but like if something happens where like I fall or something, I imagine it from like a third person point of view, like what that would look like from an outside perspective, and I always find it really funny, right? Because again, I find it funny when people fall. And so I'll start laughing whenever I fall. I think this may have been the beginning of that, right? So my dad took me and my siblings to like one of those indoor trampoline parks, right? And so we were there, you know, we were jumping around, and then they had like this little, whatchamacallit, this little like obstacle course kind of area. And we were like, oh, what if we go try it, right? And so I convinced my younger brother to go with me, right? Because he also wanted to do it. It was kind of like American Ninja Warrior style. Oh, tracking's breaking. That's weird. But it was kind of like American Ninja Warrior style, right? So it had like little obstacles, and they didn't look too hard, right? Um... So there wasn't like much of a line or whatever. There was like no one there except for the like area attendant or whatever. And so we were like, yeah, okay, let's go in. And so they kind of like broke it down. They were like, okay, you know, you have to get through these obstacles or whatever and then get to the other side. And we're like, yeah, okay. And there's a countdown and we could only go one at a time, right? So I went first. There's a countdown and immediately I go, right? I'm competitive. I never want to admit it, but I'm hella competitive. And so I booked it and I was going and I was doing the obstacles. And then I get to this one obstacle that I will forever remember as like these like cheese looking blocks. These like, I call it like the cheese blocks. And so there are these like tiles hanging from the ceiling, right? And it's like a pair next to each other. And the reason that I call them like cheese blocks, let me zoom in a little here. There we go. Is because they had holes in them for you to like put your feet or whatever and hold on, right? And they were like off the floor, right? So this is the floor. They were quite a bit off the floor, and so you had to like jump to get on the first ones, and they were kind of like whatchamacallit, like in tiers. So you had to kind of like jump from the first pair onto the second pair and then onto the third pair, and they slowly went up, right? So like, okay. So in my brain, I'm like, yeah, you know, I got this. And so I start climbing, right? I freaking climbing. And then I get to this, like, these ones right before, I think they were, like, actually 2 before the final ones. But the thing is, I was climbing at, like, a big rate, and I stuck to the middle. And so, oh, God, this is so embarrassing. So I was right there, right? And I had, like, my hand on the top. And I'm reaching for the other one. And my foot's right here, and I'm reaching for the other one. That was very above the actual fucking thing, right? So, like, this is where the actual next one was. My foot was over here. My hand was over here. As you can see, there's, like, very much not anything where I'm reaching. And I was, like, moving fast, so I didn't have time to think. And then, like, I grab onto air, and because I can't process it fast enough, I just grab and put all my weight onto it, and then realize, kind of like cartoony, where I'm like, oh, nothing's there. And I go, like, flying down, right? Because I put all my weight onto it. It was too late to grab onto anything. So I just fall straight down, and then I land at the floor. Just, like, just boom, you know? And, like, it wasn't super loud. But, like, it was kind of a big fall, right? I would say minimum, like, 3 feet. And, like, that kind of impact from moving fast to just, like, straight on the ground knocked the air out of me. Like, it legitimately did. I could not breathe for a little bit, and I was like, just like, whoa. And the poor attendant, like, they couldn't have been maybe more than 20, right? And so they were like, oh my God. And so they kind of like came running up to me and they're like, are you okay? And me being like the absolute Chad that I try to be, you know? I was like kind of out of breath. I was like, yeah, I'm okay. Just give me a second. Let me catch my breath. And they're like, oh, okay. And they just kind of walked away. And like, I was in a little bit of pain, right? My back kind of hurt. Not too much. It didn't feel like, I can't feel my legs, you know? But it knocked the wind out of me. And I just like sat there for a little bit. And I was a little embarrassed too. Because I was like, oh man, you know, I wanted to look all cool. And then I fucking fell to the ground. Oh my god. And then I did it in front of my younger brother too, and I was like, ah. And like my younger brother did not tease me. He was like, damn, that was crazy. But it's just like, I remember seeing the sight of like I remember realizing there's nothing that I'm grabbing onto and having this moment of like, oh no. And I just fall straight down. And I see like in slow motion the like whatchamacallit, the little tiles that I was holding onto just like pass down, and I'm getting further and further away, and like I kind of thought like I'm falling. And then boom, and I was just like wheezing. Oh my gosh. Welcome in, Blue Foxy. How are you doing? Hope your day's going well. If not, I hope it gets better. With that said, it's 21:08. I need to sleep. I think because I fall asleep on stream, I trained myself to sleep with Pep's voice after a while. Alright, have a good night, Baku. Sweet dreams. Hopefully you don't fall from these stupid obstacle American Ninja Warrior course or something in your dream. Oh my god. But yeah, there's that. And I think ever since that time, I've been kind of nervous about doing anything like, whatchamacallit, not performance-based, but like anything that requires skills in front of people that I know. And the thing is, there's no reason to be embarrassed about it. But at the same time, if I ever went to like that area or like a place that had a similar kind of obstacle course thing, I would not do it in front of friends because I get embarrassed. Slow-mo music. Oh my god. Is there anyone here mentally stable? I'm the most mentally stable person that you've ever met. My way plays in the background gracefully. Hogan dies. You're not wrong. Acrobatic. Oh man, I would love to be. I wish I like had taken gymnastics. I wish my parents had forced me into like gymnastics or something so I could be like, yeah, look, I can do a flip or something. But no. All my parents got me were regular band-aids, not even with the graphics. They got me that and a trampoline. So I can do a front flip on a trampoline. But I can't do a backflip because that scared me too much. And I'd seen videos of like people landing wrong on their necks. And I was like, yeah, I'm not trying. It's like midnight. I will see silly cheese block obstacle in my dream when I sleep out tonight. You'll have one of those dreams where like you fall and you'll wake up like, whoa, and they'll be like, what's wrong? What's wrong, man? Did you fall from a building? They were like, no, I fell from a cheese block obstacle. Gymnastics. Yo, Band-Aid with graphics? No, I wish. Oh my god, only cool kids have Band-Aids with graphics. Because of that, I'm gonna have to start buying myself Band-Aids with graphics. I'm gonna be like, oh, this is an investment, you know? My dad's gonna be like, why are you buying horse Band-Aids? I'll be like, well, I gotta, you know, like, I gotta be cool. How do you expect me to make friends if I don't have the cool graphics? Like, everyone's at school is gonna make fun of me because I don't have Lightning McQueen Band-Aids. And he's gonna be like, you don't even go to school anymore. And I'll be like, oh. What if I did? Oh my gosh. Fun times, fun times. I don't know if I told you, I can't remember. But I had a dream not too long ago that, like, I woke up late for school. And then in the middle of, like, getting ready and rushing to the bus stop, I was like, I can't remember if I go to school anymore. And for some reason, my older brother was walking me. And I was like, hey, I don't remember if I go to school anymore. Do you remember? Like, why do I need to go to school? I'm pretty sure I don't go to school anymore. And he was like, I think he said something like, I don't know, man. I don't go to school. Like, why would you think I would know? And I was kind of like, why do I need to get to school? And I went back home, right? Because I did, in fact, miss the bus in my dream. And so I went back home and I was talking to my mom and I was like, yeah, I can't remember why I needed to go to school. Because I don't think I go to school anymore. Or at least I can't remember. Like, I can't think of what classes that I go to. So I don't think I go to school anymore. And, like, at no point in time were they like, hey, you go to school because of this. Or, like, hey, you do go to school. They were just like, that's weird. That's strange. Why can't you remember? And I was like, yeah, right? Why can't I remember? And then I remembered that, like, supposedly I had a job at the school, and I was like, oh, I think it's because, like, I work at the school, but also it wasn't, like, an official job. It was just me helping out at the school. And I was like, dang, I really need to, like, ask the school if they can put me on payroll or something, or if they can give me some type of actual job. Because, like, I don't think it's fair that I go to school to do a job that I, like, I'm not. I think I was getting paid for it, but it wasn't just, like, it was just, like, not an official thing. And I was like, oh, I should really, ask them to give me a job. I had a few dreams where I was back in school. I just made people mad. Oh my god. So, funny thing, right? I have a cousin. And he had, well, I guess it's not really that. Ooh, wrong button. He had, like, kind of anger management issues, so they put him in, like, this special class. And I did not have anger management issues, as you could probably guess. So, like, I was not put in the same special class. Oh, whoops. But he would have summer school. I don't remember why. I can't remember if it was because he actually needed summer school or if it was just because, like, I don't know. I never really asked questions whenever I was young. And so, like, he would get sent to summer school. And the way the summer school program worked in the school, I don't know if this is, like, a state thing or if it's, like, just, like, a thing that our school would do. But they kind of just, like, they used to let anyone into summer school. Nowadays, they don't do that. Or I don't know, because we have, like, moved since then. And so it's a different district and everything. But, like, they used to just, like, let anyone into summer school. So, like, if you wanted to go, they have, like, summer school programs or whatever. And so she would send me, my aunt, who would take care of me in the summer because my mom would work. She would send me to school with my cousin. And, like, I guess they would just kind of like, what do we do with this kid? They don't need to be here. And, like, I had great grades, so they weren't like, oh, you come, you can study, because they were like, you have good grades, you don't need to be here. And I was like, I'm just here for fun. And so they would let me, like, play with all the toys or whatever that they had in the rooms while, like, my cousin studied. I was, like, playing with toys and shit, just having the time of my life. And I would still get, like, the summer school snacks and stuff that they provide. Like, those are great. The fucking Scooby snacks and the little orange juices. I got all those snacks. And I just, like, played, so it was great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Oh my god. I've had a few dreams. Oh no, wait, I already read that. Who's the lost happy child? Paprika. Yeah, I was having the time of my life. Man, I had a great upbringing. Not the Scooby-Doo snack. Bro, the Scooby-Doo snack cookies. Oh, man, I get it, Would you do it for a Scooby snack? Hell yeah! Oh my god, they're good, man. They're good. Try and select this correctly. Oh yeah, and then have y'all heard that they're bringing back the gummies or whatever? But they're not gonna have, like, that weird matte blue one. Or not that they're not gonna, but they don't anymore, because I think they're already out. I saw a video about it, like, a while ago, and I was like, oh my god, I remember those. Very crazy, Let's see. Thoughts on mint ice cream? Not a fan, but also never had it, so there's that. I think mint chocolate chip can be good. Okay. I raise you a counter opinion. How do you feel about mint chocolate cookies from the Girl Scouts? Because I'm stupid, right? And as a kid, I was stupid as a kid. I'm not, it's questionable, but I was dumb as a kid. And I thought that the mint cookies or whatever, the mint was on the cookie itself and not on the chocolate. And so I would, like, lick off the chocolate of the cookie. And it had, like, a pretty decent layer of chocolate. So it would take me a while and I would get, like, so messy, but I would lick off the chocolate and I was like, why do I keep tasting mint? I guess I'm just licking too close to the cookie. So I'd lick off all the mint chocolate. And then end up with, like, a soggy cookie that I wouldn't eat. So, yeah. Oh my god. I think mint chocolate chip would taste good, though. I love those. Walmart has a great value brand. They will not survive the night. Oh, yeah, those are pretty good. Oh my god. I love mint ice cream with other ice cream on the shake. Oh, so you get it in a shake. Okay. I'm very normal. Like, very, very normie. And so I just get chocolate ice cream and, like, that's it. Chocolate and vanilla. Maybe Oreo if I want to go crazy. I think the craziest one I like is, like, Rocky Road, which, as you know, is not a crazy flavor. So I'm very, very normal. Oh my gosh. I don't think I've had anything that's like could be even slightly considered like, oh, well, that's kind of a funky flavor. Like I don't even like cotton candy ice cream that much. I mean, I'll still eat it, and like I like it in raspas, which is shaved ice, but I don't really I don't really go too wild with it. Let's see. I came back from work and look, I love mint chocolate. So I saw a mint chocolate patty and I thought it was more chocolate than mint. Nope, bit of your confidence almost died. Yeah. Yeah, they're very minty. Oh my god. Oh, okay. York mints. Y'all know York mints? Those I like. I don't know why. Like, I like them in the sense of like, I'll eat them and I'm like, that's kind of gross. And then I continue eating them and they're like satisfying. I think it's the texture. Like, it's this weird, almost marshmallow, almost chocolate covered marshmallow. But it's like, instead of marshmallows, toothpaste. And I enjoyed those. I used to get those a lot for Halloween. I should go Halloween trick-or-treating again. I look young enough to pass, so no one's gonna be like, why is there a really old person trick-or-treating? I'll be like, trick-or-treat! And they'll be like, oh my god, it's a kid, here's your candy. Yeah, because I want candy. This year, or rather the year that just passed, that Halloween I did not go trick-or-treating. Because my brothers went trick-or-treating, and I was like, well, yeah, y'all just bring me candy, so it'll be fine. They did not bring me candy, the assholes. Oh my god. I'm a guy who's a fond enjoyer of Girl Scout cookies. Am I mentally stable? Ooh, you know which ones I like? The Samoas or whatever? The ones where they have like chocolate at the bottom and then they have like some type of granola on top or like some type of oats on top and then they like drizzled with chocolate again, but like very lightly. And I think they have coconut mix in them. Oh, so good. It's been such a long time since I've had those. Where the fuck are my local Girl Scouts? Like, they don't go, well, you know, for reasonable reasons, they don't go door to door anymore, but like still. I miss the good old days when they would come to you and you could be like, ah, I love well, I used to be a part of Girl Scouts. And so that's how I got my Girl Scout cookies. Which was not very often because my parents were not like, I'll just buy your entire stock, it's fine. We did not sell a lot. We were not a very, we're not a, what's it called? Mercantile family? What's it called? Merchants? We're not merchants. We just like did it or whatever. We sold enough to get me to go to like, where did we go? I think, oh wait, I probably shouldn't say where we went. But we went to like a water park or something. But yeah. Fill that in. There we go. Bow, 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 bow. What about turtle cheesecake? That's the one with the caramel, right? I think I've had it. Oh, sorry. I think I've had it before. There's this like weird cheesecake that my mom buys from Walmart that has like a bunch of slices. It's like 2 slices of different flavors or whatever. They all have like regular cheesecake and strawberry cheesecake and chocolate cheesecake, and then they'll have one that has like caramel, chocolate, and vanilla. I think that's a turtle cheesecake. I could be wrong though. But if it's that one, then I like it. If it's not with just caramel, then I'm not a huge fan of cheesecake to begin with, so that's that. They grew up. Profanity! It's now Woman Scouts. Oh my god, you're so true. I need to join Woman Scouts again. I could be like, I'm just here for the Samoas, ma'am. Sells diet cookies. Ah, that would suck. Well, actually, okay. Funny side story. When I was in school, right? When I was a young maid wolf. When I was in school, we had this vending machine. We had like 2 vending machines throughout the entire school. Before, like, they upgraded the school, and then we got, like, a couple more vending machines. Actually, did we? I just assumed that we had vending machines, but now that I'm really thinking about it, I cannot remember if we had vending machines in the new school. But in the old school, we had vending machines. And there was this, like, you know those, like, what are they called? Like, Protein 1 or, like, something 1, like, Great 1 or something like that. It's some type of, like, protein stuff. And it was a brownie. And that day I had, like, a bit of money on me. And I was like, I really, really want something chocolate. And I looked in the vending machine. It was, like, this protein brownie or something like that. And I was like, I think it was, like, Fiber 1 or something like that. I could be wrong. And I was like, I do really want a brownie, and it's probably not bad. And I'd tried, like, the Cliff Bars before, the chocolate chip Cliff Bars. I like those. They're weird. They're like eating sand with chocolate chips. Not eating sand, more like eating sand-flavored gravel with chocolate chips, which I kind of like. Like, I don't know, it does something for me. So So I was like, well, I've had that, and that one's like protein or whatever, like fitness. So maybe it won't taste that bad. And so I bought it, and it was like pretty good. You know, it just tasted like brownie. So I was like, this is good. I like this. So from then on, like every week or so, I would buy a protein brownie from that vending machine. And like, God knows how old the snacks in there were because we would not see them change that often. So like, I don't know. And then one day they like put a sign on it that was like, don't buy from this one. The stuff's expired. And so I was like, oh. Oh man. From then on I didn't buy from there anymore because like they had it unplugged for the rest of the school year, so I couldn't buy from it even if I wanted to. But yeah. Forgot what they would call it. I really like those chocolate Girl Scout with peanut butter inside. Ooh, I know which ones you're talking about. I'm not a huge fan of peanut butter, but yeah. I know that they exist. That's all I know. Yes, sad, my favorite. Cliff bars are so good, but they're so true. They're like $2 per, well, the last time I bought them, which was a couple years ago. Borderline mulch, right? They're like so like chunky and cardboardy and just like slightly sticky to where like they, you know, clump up enough to where it can be considered like a bar or something. But yeah. Oh, what did I do? Bam, 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 bam. But yeah. Like, they're not great, but they're good. You know what's a better version of those? A superior version? What is it called? Not Chips Ahoy. Although, I do want Chips Ahoy. We have cookies. Tempted. In a bit. I'll probably go get cookies in a bit. But, what are they called? It's like Quaker Oats Chewy Chocolate Chip Bar or whatever. Those are so good. Oh my god. Well, actually, I feel like they changed the recipe. Whenever I first tasted them, they were delicious. And for a while, they were delicious. And then one day, they were just kind of like good. Like, they weren't delicious anymore. They were just good. So, I don't know if they changed the recipe or not. You know, honestly, it wouldn't be like that surprising if they did. But, yeah. Those are like the better version of that. So, I highly recommend that. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. There we go. There we go. Big. No, look. I have hand. That looks like actually real. So granola bars or something else. I think they're granola bars. They're like chewy granola bars. So yeah. Hip Hop, do you remember 2/16/24 at 3:08 to 6:24? The quotes were golden. 2/16. What did we do on 2/16? That's February 16th. That's like 2 days after. That was on a Friday. That was on the Friday of Valentine's weekend, or Valentine's weekday, because it was on a Wednesday, I think. So, it was when I played that BL game. Look at me, I remember, holy shit! Steamy Games, yeah! Oh my god. Yeah. I think y'all quoted me unfairly, because I was just reciting, like, text or whatever, so I don't think that really counts. I don't... There is no Warren Bossing say. There was no stream 2/16/24. Oh my gosh. But yeah. That's what I think about that, I think. Objection. Nuh-uh. Oh my god. How do y'all feel about frozen yogurt? Because I fucking love frozen yogurt. Like, not better than ice cream, but a little bit better than ice cream, just because I feel like it's easier. Because, like, frozen yogurt shops, right? I just like the way they're run. That, like, you can go and serve it yourself, because then I can decide, like, how much of anything and not just get, like, some servers, like, at ice cream shops, right? They have the people that scoop the ice cream themselves, which I understand why, right? Because I've been to, whatchamacallit, one of those buffets or whatever, and they had ice cream in, like, the things, like, in the little freezers or whatever, and you would have to scoop it yourself, and it's kind of gross. But like I understand why, but it's just so much nicer with frozen yogurt. You go to like a little spot or whatever, and then you put the thing, and you know, you put how much you want, and then from there they have like the big topping station. You can decide like whatever the hell you want, and it's not like, oh, it's an extra 50 cents for me to like sprinkle 2 rainbow sprinkles on there. Like, it's just, like I can go crazy with it, and they handle it by the weight, and it's like so great because then I don't have to worry about it, and you just spend like, I think around $10 is my usual price for the thing. I like it. Your mind is not fog of war? No way. It occasionally is. I'm surprised that I remember that. I think it's just because it was close to February. If you told me, like, what did you stream March 2nd, I would not be able to tell you. Because when did March start? Because the thing is, how I was able to calculate that is because I was like, well, 214 or 216 is close to 214, which was Valentine's Day. I don't remember for Valentine's Day. Actually, I don't remember what specifically we did on Valentine's Day, but I know I streamed. And I know I streamed that entire week, I think. Or, like, close to. I did a lot of streams that week. And that specifically, like, I remember this year's Valentine's Day was on a Wednesday because I was like, that's kind of weird for it to be on a Wednesday. And then, since that's 2 days after, that made that date on a Friday. And then I remember for Valentine's week, I played a bunch of, like, dating games or whatever, or just, like, romance games. And then I remember I saved Friday as, like, best for last. That's never I played the BL game, so yeah, I remember that. It became an ASMR. Never had frozen yogurt. You totally should. It's great. Unless you're, like, allergic to yogurt or something. But, like, it's basically like ice cream, but soft. It's like soft serve ice cream. And then you get to, like, I don't know, take a friend. It's fun. I enjoy it. Frozen yogurt is the best. It is extremely underappreciated. True, in my opinion, at least. Yeah, I was watching, whatchamacallit, The Good Place, right, on Netflix. Which, like, I recommend the series. I enjoyed it. I watched all of it. And, like, they were like, oh, yeah, like, it's just not, it's like an inferior version of ice cream. And I was like, I kind of like frozen yogurt, though, because there's, like, it feels like there's more, whatchamacallit, options, you know, or rather, they're more easily accessible rather than having to ask a person through the glass and it's loud and they can't hear. Like, do y'all have chocolate sprinkles? What? Do y'all have chocolate sprinkles? What? Do y'all have chocolate sprinkles? Can you add chocolate sprinkles? Sprinkles? Okay, they add the fucking rainbow sprinkles. It's like, I wanted the chocolate sprinkles. They taste specific. I wanted but I'm not gonna argue with the person because I'm like, it's fine, whatever. And they put the fucking rainbow sprinkles on there, and now it's gonna have like weird rainbow streaks on it. And I just wanted fucking chocolate sprinkles. So yeah, rather than go through that, I can serve it myself because I see right there, hey, there's chocolate sprinkles. I can add them myself. Yeah. Oh my god. It was a great. I need to download that game, but ads suck. Yeah, y'all saw it. There's a lot of ads. Okay, I have what I believe is a crazy question. Do you bite ice cream? It depends. If it's whatchamacallit, paleta, popsicle. Yeah, if it's a popsicle, usually not. Except for fudge popsicles, because I like those, and I don't know, like, not immediately. Well, sometimes. Sometimes I will. Well, actually, no. All the time. Fudge popsicles I bite. Although I'm not a huge fan of popsicles in general, like the ones with fruit, but like the fruit flavors, and then on the inside they have like a vanilla flavor. I don't know why, I just really don't like those. So like usually I don't get popsicles. If anything, I get those like fruity push ones. Those like kind of push pop-esque ones. And those I think I kind of bite it like intermittently, you know. But the fudge ones I definitely bite. But the soft serve ice cream I kind of also intermittently bite. Like I'll bite it and I'll have a chunk in my mouth and just kind of like chew it down. And this is so I guess yeah, I do. Oh my god. The Good Place is heaven for me purely in the sense that they have every single restaurant is frozen yogurt. True. Although I would miss like crispy stuff, you know, like tostadas or well, popcorn. I don't really know if that counts as crispy, but like, you know, like specific crispy foods. Like man, I can't remember what they're called. I always forget what they're called. But there's like that one dessert that I haven't had in forever. But they're like tortillas. They're fried tortillas with cinnamon and sugar. If anyone remembers what they're called, please tell me because I always forget. But yeah. Welcome in, Lazy Eggs. How are you doing? Hope your day's going well. If not, I hope it gets better. With the pipes. Dang it. Oh my god. But yeah. Like, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So, majority of ice cream I do bite. Said the volume of the pipe and the husband reduced. Yeah. Because, like, I do, okay, I heard someone say, like, oh, yeah, you know, it's kind of scary sometimes, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to scare anybody, and yeah, it can be, like, a little bit annoying, so I put them down to, like, a reasonable level. I'm happy, sleep nice. Literally 1984. What does that mean? I don't know, are they churros? No, they're not churros. They're, because, like, okay, churros are the, they're the things, they're the tubes, right? It's not that. It is, like, literally a tostada. So it's like a fried tortilla, right? And they have the fry, and then they're sprinkled with like sugar and cinnamon. They're those. My grandma used to make those, and I fucking loved them. But then she stopped making them. And, like, the last time I had one, I was so young. So it's been forever. Wait, do you know 1984? I don't. What is that? Is that a song, a game, a piece of media, or just a year? An unrolled churro. No. It's not an unrolled churro. Hold on. I can look it up because I know there's like a name for it. I know it's not empanada. Let's see. Fried tortilla with I need to sneeze. Oh, fuck. There we go. Cinnamon and sugar. Buñuelos. Buñuelos. That. A book. It's not a book. It's buñuelos. That's hard. So it's yeah. Buñuelos. I can't do my Inyas. Enrolled churro. Oh my god. 485 Fahrenheit and Brave New World cover the same topic. Is it McCarthyism or something like that? McCarthyism, where they had like, are you a Russian? Are you a communist? George Orwell, 1984. Ah, okay. I know of the book. I've never read the book. So that seeks into my knowledge. And I know what happens. I know he's like a firefighter or something like that. Or rather a fire starter, I guess, because they're like burning books. And then one day he gets a book. And he's like, bless you, by the way. Thank you. And then he's like, whoa, reading. And there's like a girl or something. What? What do you mean, what? What? My information is true. No? What do you mean, no? It's a book that is wild. It's 1984 by... Oh, what's 485 Fahrenheit? That's a book, which is the one that I was just describing. Although I don't think that was 1984. By George Orwell, it's kind of like a shitpost meme. I believe it's inspired by Apple 1984 commercial for the Macintosh. Oh, is it some kind of like, oh, the AI is taking over? Hold on, now I gotta look it up. Let's see, 1984 book. 1984. By George Orwell. Dystopian novel and a cautionary tale written by George Orwell. That's so weird, because like when you read about these books, or you hear about these books, you're like, oh yeah, this guy's like 1700s or something. No, he was living in the 1980s. What that? Wait. Never mind. That was stupid. Never mind. It was written in 1949, which is crazy. What was happening in the 50s? I think, did Coca-Cola still have cocaine? Oh my god. What is this about again? The book was written in 1940 something. Yeah, 1949. Cautionary tale. Thematically, it centers on the consequences of totalitarianism. There it goes. Totalitarianism. Mass surveillance. Oh, it's that guy that works in the factory and then, like, they're being watched all the time. There's, like, a movie of it that I've seen. Or I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen, like, clips of the movie on TikTok. And repressive regimentation of people and behaviors within society. Orwell, a democratic socialist, modeled the authoritarian state in a novel on the Soviet Union in the area of Stalinism and Nazi Germany. More broadly, the novel examines the role of truth and facts within society and the ways in which they can be manipulated. Ah. Are you immune to propaganda? Oh my god. Coca-Cola still has the ingredient in it. Oh, okay. So then, yeah. But I guess the number wrong. Was Passier in Fahrenheit 451 and Fahrenheit 451. Von Ray Bradbury get is... Oh, this German. My fault, gang. No worries. It's fine. I don't think any of us, like, really fact check a lot. Sorry, I only just knew Fahrenheit 451. No, you're good. You're good. Let's see. Ray Bradbury. Who wrote Fahrenheit 451? The real travesty is the fact that I can't spell Fahrenheit. Okay, so it says it was written by Ray Bradbury. That's about all I know. The rest is in German, and I can't read that. Let's see, let's see. I'm so incredibly confused. I don't know, we're talking about books now. Oh man, welcome to book talk. You know, I don't know about y'all, but I kind of never niched with book talk because, like, I don't know, there's something about it. Maybe it's because, like, I no longer like reading novels. So I'm like, I like anime, manga, and I want my books to have pictures in it, which, like, no hate to people who like it, because I'm one of those people. I enjoy it. I like manhwa, I like mangas, you know? So, like, I like pretty pictures and I like art, you know, that's why I like it. But still, I feel dumb saying that because I'm like, oh, I want my books to have pictures in it. Like, I used to be a reader. I used to just, like, pick up novels and read them. And now I can't because I get too bored. That's not true. I just need to find a good book. The last time I read a book, I think, was in school. And not even like, oh, book. Well, actually, no, that's not true. I did a book report. And that's the last time I read a book. Oh my god, that book report was on Watergate and the Watergate scandal. And I was researching Bob Woodward because I had to do a book report on him. Which, by the way, just know, okay, just know. Let's see, what was his other guy? Let's see. Bob Woodward. So he was a reporter that reported, or rather a journalist that reported on the Watergate scandal, right? He's done other stuff since then, but let's see. Who was Deep Throat during Watergate? What? Most known for? Right, the Watergate. Who's Carl Bernstein, that's his name. Okay, so him and Carl Bernstein were both journalists, right? And they were kind of like opposites, right? That's the way they're described in like all the works about them in their biographies too. They're like, oh yeah, we had very like clashing views and we didn't want to be on the same team, but the editor said like, you have to work together and play nice, or I'm gonna put you in the get along shirt. And like, if there was a TV show produced nowadays featuring those two, right? Like focusing on those two as the main characters, I guarantee you they would be shipped and there would be art of them in the get along shirt. I can set my hands on fire. I'm so confident about it. And I remember reading these books and I was like, this is all my mind is going to. Okay? And I was not like one of those like fangirls where I was just like, oh, ship everything, right? Like, no. It's just like the tone that they would have around like their relationship. There would most definitely be that type of like fandom around it, you know? And so it was just like, I didn't say anything about it, right? Because I didn't have anyone to rant to, because I was like, oh, you know, I was researching Watergate, you know, I couldn't just be like, hey, you ever thought of like if they made a TV show following their journey or whatever, investigating Watergate? do you think they would be shipped? You know, what would be there? But funnily enough, one of my friends, actually I can tell you, Monster, right? She did the report on Carl Bernstein. We were in separate classes though, so we didn't get to talk about it in that time period. But years later, I brought it up and I was telling him about it, and she was like, I was thinking the exact same thing in that time. And so it's very funny because we're both like, oh my god, you know? So yeah, that would be a good, I feel like it would be really, really well received because like, I don't know, the Watergate scandal was like very fascinating, you know? Not necessarily documentary style, but just like loosely based on the events, you know? Some like fictional series would be really cool. Oh my god. Oh, I've not been reading the chat. I was too busy talking about the Watergate scandal. Let's see. What was the wildest class you've taken? For me, it was a college class where we talked about trees, and we actually went out to a forest and hugged a tree for 8 hours. Like y'all were hugging the tree the entire time for 8 hours? That's a lot. I would say the craziest class I took was maybe ethics. Yeah, I think that's it. Like, it was just one of those, like, oh, that's crazy. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about how, like, society dictates, or, like, oh, the way I was brought up dictates, like, how I'll react to stuff, you know? I didn't take too many crazy classes. The trinity of goaded dystopian novels are number 1, Brave New World, number 2, 1984, and number 3, Fahrenheit 451. That's all you need to know. But you should know more. But Clarice McClellan was the girl whom got Guy Montag into nature and understand the situations he was in, and his wife Mildred also passed away. Who are they? I remember when I looked into Watergate, it's such a mess. Captain Betty was killed by Montag because he would taunted him a bunch. Dixon was absolutely dumb, but not bad. I had to do a 2-month-long thing on this book, if you can't tell. Ah, okay. Wait, who's Captain Betty? Captain... Captain, what's happened? What's trapped in that bag? Something dangerous, man. We wasn't like it's treasure. Oh, this is in Fahrenheit 451. Okay, I've never read the book. I just know what it's about, like the vague story about it. Oh my god. So yeah, you're like, oh, this character, and I'm like, huh? Who? Like the whole antagonist. Oh, okay, gotcha. See, again, I will repeat. I didn't read the book. I never had to do a report on it or anything, so, you know, I didn't, I didn't read it. Oh my god. Like, same thing with Animal Farm. Never read the book. I just know what it's about, roughly. There we go. I know it's like, it's like a metaphor for communism, I think, or something like that. I have to do a report on Cuban Missile Crisis and make a website about it. A website? Damn, that's a lot. For my English class. Oh, that's crazy. Man, I remember the first time I learned about, like, the Greek pantheon was for an English assignment. And I don't know why, I was just, like, really lazy about it, and I didn't want to do it. So I didn't. And then my grade went from, like, a 90 to a 40. And I was like, oh, God. Because it was, like, it was a big assignment. I guess, like, not a lot of the students were doing it. And the teacher was, like, kind of upset about that. And so she was like, I'm going to make it a final grade. Or not a final grade, but, like, a major grade. And we're like, no, you won't. And then she did. And we're like, oh. Oh, no. Okay, all right, hold on. And so I turned it in late. And then, like, that was it. But, damn, that was, like, the first time my grade had ever dipped that badly. What I learned, when they threaten to make something a major grade, or rather when they say, hey, this is a major grade, do it. Do the assignment, because Jesus, your grade cannot take it. You know, daily grades, you can pass up a couple, you know, just do them every now and then when you feel like it, but major grades. God, don't risk it with those. Oh my god. Do 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 do. Ba-do 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 boo boo. I can't even remember like what god that I don't know, I just like went on Wikipedia. I used to be so good at making like quick presentations. One time I had like this report in, I think it was geography, and we had to like convince people to come and like be a tourist at our assigned country. I don't remember what country I was given, but I just kind of like did it the night before and then gave the presentation with a bunch of charisma. And then they were like, or the teacher specifically was like, that was the best presentation I've seen the entire time. And I was like, ah, thank you. And I didn't tell him, but I was kind of thinking like, I did it the night before. No, great drops of failing. No, like literally. How dare you suffer through it? Please don't. Some of it made me want to cry because of the language of examples used. Uh-oh. Let's see. Hate ethics in English classes. English classes I kind of like, because I do like hearing stories. But ethics, I mean, I also kind of enjoyed it, because I don't know, I like learning. In a lot of classes. Oh, that makes sense. Have you seen Neon Genesis? I have not. Hate it. I love this art. We're not discussing Neon Genesis Evangelion lore. I heard it has like a lot of Catholicism representation or something, where it's like, hey, look, it's them from the Bible. Oh my god. That's what I've heard, at least. I've never watched it. Oh, do I have water? I do. I have a bunch of water. It's a lot. Yeah, I've heard it. Isn't it like a mech anime? Definitely not when I want to sleep. Very relaxed earning. At the class says you can't believe something. Boo! Oh my god, stretch them legs. Okay, I'm moving. Yep. To escape being short, I think I'm a little late. But who knows, maybe I still have a chance. Dang it. It has a lot of religious aspects, but it's such a wild trip, and it's actually really beautiful for being made in the 90s. Yeah, isn't the one that it has that one song that's like notorious? How does that song go? I don't remember how the song goes. But I think I know the song just because of how notorious it is in the anime space. You never know. True, I might get lucky. Oh my gosh. I might reactivate my... Never mind. Let me stop talking. Oh my god, because I am tall. But, you know, pretty short for a maned wolf. But I'm tall in comparison to y'all. So if I continue saying like, oh, maybe I still have room to grow, y'all be like, ha, you're short. And I'll be like, nah. I'm short in comparison to a maned wolf. Oh my gosh. Do 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 do. Bam 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 bam. Do 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 do. Yeah, Cruel Angel's Thesis is a song. How tall are you? I am 7'5". Yeah, so, you know, I'm tall, but people refuse to acknowledge that. We got pet pass getting sidetracked and we went straight into getting derailed. Oh, absolutely. Dude, art streams are just like glorified, whatchamacallit, glorified chatting streams because I get hella bored. Like, not bored, it's just not a thinky thing, really. Or, like, it's very rarely a very intensive thinky thing. It's always just something that you kind of do, and then you look at every now and then, like, I don't like this. I don't know how I feel about this. What about this, you know? And so it's never really, like, an actual thing that you gotta use your brain for, like, reading or puzzles, you know? And so, usually I am, like, listening to some type of podcast or simulating conversations roughly in my brain. Oh my gosh. Do 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 do. Bam 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 bam. 1 centimeter tall. I'm not. My mom might plant a sunflower this year, so we'll name it after you. You'll be tall somewhere. I'm tall. 1/10 plank measurement tall. No. Well, you know, if it's a 75-foot tall plank, then technically, yeah. You know. It just depends. Oh my god. If you had 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter cube, that was like Thor's hammer, and that only you could pick it up. Real, not fake question. What? Wait, what's with the cube? We can't pick it up because it's Thor's hammer, or just because it's a thing? Or are you asking if we could pick it up? And if that's the case, I have no idea. It's art student today, 10 minutes later. So the book ended the same time World War II ended, which led to the occupation of 58. And the book became critique on the Russian government, which... Not really, it's psychological topics and theorems about life, existence, and other things. Wait, I mean, what would you do with it? Wait, so can I pick it up or can I not? That's the main thing, I think. Because how big is 1 centimeter? Do I have a how I'm trying to think, like, how can I measure 1 centimeter? Because if I pull up, like, an image on Google, I don't think it'll actually be to scale. Do I have anything that, like... Do I have measuring tools here? I don't think I do. It's like your Thor's hammer, but it's a shiny cube. So, okay, so only I can pick it up. Because it's like my Thor's hammer. So no one else can pick it up. But it's a shiny cube. Ooh. Is it like those tungsten cubes? I would probably just, like, have it. I wonder how, like, weighty it would feel. Because that would be, like, a fun fidget to have, just to, like, spin it around. Because, like, I like dice, right? I like the sound of dice as you, like, plop them down, like, tick, 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 tick. That's a horrible impression of what dice sound like. But yeah, I know what I mean, right? The little, like, thing that they make, the sound that they make. That, I'll just probably, like, play with it a lot. Oh my god, good summation of every stream ever. Planck measurement is used to measure the distance between atoms. Oh, wait. Oh! Oh! I misunderstood what you meant by Planck. I'm not that small. Oh my god, I'd prank people with it. That would be funny. It's like, hey, you want to carry my tungsten cube? And then like hand it to them and their hand like breaks underneath the pressure as they're squished between the ground and my tungsten, not tungsten cube. They'd be like, oh my god, what is this? It's so fucking heavy. And I'll be like, it's just a tungsten cube. Putting it around in places on your least favorite person's floor is epic. That would be funny. Or just like put it on their homework or something and then they like pick it up and they expect it to like roll off and it just like tears through it. Oh, that'd suck. That'd suck to be on the receiving end, but like a skill issue, I guess. Apparently Thor's hammer feels like 45 pounds. That's kind of heavy. Like a little bit. Like I can carry 40-pound bags. So yeah, that would be kind of heavy. I like George Orwell's other books. What are his other books? I think he also wrote Animal Farm, right? Plank time is the smallest time that can possibly be measured ever, similar to plank length, which is the smallest measurement that can be measured. Ah, so similar to like plank boobs, which is a smaller unit of measurement. Oh god. I need 5,000 for the 4-inch by 4-inch by 4-inch cube on Amazon. Is that really how much it costs? Let's see. Hold on. I'm opening up Amazon. Hold on. Amazon. I'm just gonna look up cube. Let's see. Well, they're selling an Amazon cube for 114 because it's on a spring deal. Selling the Rubik's Cube for $9. Speed Cube for $8. Infinity Cube for $7. Tozy Flying Ring, which, you know, not a cube, but that's being sold for $17. Cryptex Da Vinci Code Mini Cryptex Lockbox Puzzle Box with hidden compartments anniversary Valentine's Day. Who gives this to you for anniversary for $30? They have the Ono roller, which I have one because I'm an idiot and I fall for marketing. But it's not bad. It's okay, I guess. They have the movie The Cube for rent for $3.79. Tungsten Cube, my beloved. Can someone explain arc seconds? What are arc seconds? Tungsten Cube, my beloved. Is that how much the tungsten cube costs? Oh my god, it just came back. What is this? We are looking at cubes, or rather, y'all aren't looking at. I'm looking at, and I'm telling y'all about cubes. Wait, okay, hold on. Let me look up like a metal cube. Metal cube solid. Metal cube. Metal cube. 15-piece metal elements cube density. I'm pretty sure they don't have radion. They don't have a cube made of radion. But that's, holy shit, that's $65 for a 1-inch plum bum. That's what it's called. Plum bum cube metal, which I guess is lead. That's $23. That's a lot. This is 1 inch. Jesus Christ. Unique metal tungsten cube, $60. You can get it on Amazon. But it's a 1-inch cube. It weighs 300 grams. Ooh, that one looks pretty. It looks like a copper color. Oh, because it's copper. It says tungsten cube, metal density cubes, pure metal, high density element cube. For experiment collections, lab experiment material, hobbies, heavy, small objects, experience, copper, 1 inch. So I'm assuming it's not made of copper, but it's a tungsten cube. And you know, if you buy 4 of those for like $20 each, that's 2, 4, 6, 8. That's $80. And if you just like super glue them together, then you have a. That's not how that works. That's not how a cube works. Wait, okay, so then you would need. Hold on, I'm thinking. We're still talking tungsten cube here. Well, yeah, it says it's made of tungsten. Actually, hold on, that's not true. It just says tungsten in the description, but, or not description, in the title, so maybe it's not made of tungsten. What is it made of? Hold on, I'm scrolling. Videos. Is it a tungsten cube? Everyone says a tungsten cube is surprisingly heavy. You go in expecting it's still surprisingly heavy. It weighs over 11 ounces, almost 2 times what the lead cube, same size, weighs. Oh, so it is made of tungsten. Yeah, and then you buy, I think, 8 of them to get, well, that would be a 2-inch cube. So, okay, so they give you 1 cube, 1 inch, for $20, right? So in order to make a 4x4, you would need 4 this way, 4 that way, 16 for each face. And so that would be 16 times 6 for the faces. So 16 times 6. Let me delete this one. Okay, 16 times... Why do my streams always end up with me doing math? 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 3 is 9. So it's 96 cubes. But that's not accounting for, like, the ones inside. So if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And same thing here. And then you have the same for this. This would be 4 cubes. And considering it's 4, so 16 on the inside. So whatever this number was, plus 16, which would be 96 plus 16. This is 12, this is 10, carry the 1, this is 11. 112 cubes. That's a lot. Titanium cube for $22, 99.6% pure element. I love rocks. Tongue. Mathing real good for tungsten cube. My bad, it's $4,000. My fault, gang. Hello, welcome in, Meanie Me. How are you doing? We're calculating how much it would cost to get a 4-inch by 4-inch tungsten cube. I think we're figuring out a lot. Wait, hold on. 112 times 20. And that number is how much it would cost. 112 times 20. Okay, 0, 0, 0. Cross that one out. 0, 4, 2. 4, 2, 2. Okay. 2,240. Okay, wherever you're finding that 4-inch by 4-inch tungsten cube is a better deal than making a 4-inch by 4-inch tungsten cube from the $20 one from Amazon. But if you want a good deal on a 1-inch tungsten cube, Amazon is your way to go. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you could find one on eBay that's like underbidding. Doing okay, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. 16 by 14? No, because it's a 4 by 4, so it has to be 4 inches in length, and 4 inches in width, and 4 inches in height. So that would make each face 4 by 4 in terms of cubes, because they're 1 inch each. So that would be 16 on every face of the cube. I think. Actually, I may have done the interior calculations wrong. No, I did them right. I think. You might make your brain function better, and you feel better. Yeah. You gotta sleep. Only thing I understand is that the music is good. True. How much cube will it take for you to tungsten? Oh man, as much tungsten as a cube could cube until a tungsten. I don't think that's right. How much tungsten could a cube tungsten if a tungsten cube could tungsten cube? A tungsten cube would tungsten as much tungsten as a tungsten could tungsten cube. No. A tungsten... Wait. How much tungsten could a cube tungsten if a tungsten cube could tungsten cube? A cube tungsten would tungsten as much cube as a tungsten cube could if a tungsten cube could tungsten cube. Oh man. Some people can't picture math, don't you? You need to show your work for... Yeah, I can't do it in my head. I can't hold more than 4 numbers in my head. And it depends on how I hold those 4 numbers. So if it's like... If it's... Let's see, let's do 5, 8, 9, 2, right? If they're just like that, like those, like that, they fit into that slot in my brain. And then they don't work. But what I can do as kind of like a hack to hold more numbers is I can fit 2 numbers max in each slot. So it could be like 5, 8, 9, 2. And from there I can fit 4 more numbers. But like that's the max I can do. Maybe if I'm lucky I'll be able to remember 1 3-digit number. But I cannot hold numbers in my head. They very, very easily scramble. The amount of times that somebody told me like, oh, 43. And I'm like 34. And they're like, no. It's bad. Hi, Rika. So glad your streaming has been rough lately. Uh-oh. Hope it gets better, Julissa. Welcome in. Hope your days gets better then. What are you doing? I mean, math on stream. Shocking. Gone wrong. Gone criminal. No. Oh my god. Can we go back to woodchucks? Yeah, it definitely sounds a lot easier, right? Can a matchbox? No, but a tin can. Oh my god. She just like passes a passcode to something. That would be funny. The FBI come in, they're like, how do you know the nuke codes? I'm like, what? Just do 112 times 2, then add a 0 at the end, and Bob's your uncle. You're not wrong. 77 plus 33. The thing is, I would fall for that, but it's 110. Yeah, 110. It's got better since your streaming makes me feel happy. Oh, that's good. I'm glad I can bring you joy with my questionable math. Oh my gosh. But yeah, you know, I can kind of do math. I can do basic, very, very basic calculations. I will never work at NASA unless it was an easy job that does not require math, like a team mascot or something. I would be NASCAR's I would be NASA's team mascot. Yeah. I think I'd be a pretty bad mascot. Brain cell kicked in right there. Yep. Pep streams are healing. I thought the stream froze, but Pep was doing That's how I learned math. Anything with a 0, base number with a 0. Yeah, you're not wrong. Sometimes I'll remember it like that, but my brain goes, like, when adding, I do closest thing to 10. Same thing with subtracting. So if I'm like, oh, okay, how many boxes do I need to package in order of 8 mugs and 6 mugs? For a second I might be like, oh, what's 8 plus 6? Those numbers don't really add automatically in my brain like 5 and 4 would, because I know those make 9. But when you think about it, 6 is 1 away from 7, and 8 is 1 over than 7. So if you take the 1 from 8 and put it to the 6, then you have 7 plus 7, and I can do that one quickly because it's 14. So 8 plus 6 is 14, right? And I break down all those steps in my brain, not because anyone taught me, but because I guess my brain is weird. I don't know. And so that's how I do math, and it's you know, not efficient. But, you know, it's the thought that counts, right? Oh, God. There's a reason I didn't go into science, because let me tell you, like, everyone who met me in high school, all the teachers and stuff, right, they were, whenever they'd have the discussion of, like, what do you want to do when you grow up, right? And they would look at me, you know, glasses, and I would wear, like, jackets or whatever, and I'm like, you know, shy, and I had good grades, and I would get called down for honor roll and stuff like that, and they'd get to me, and I'd be like, I want to be a game designer, and they're like, you want to do what? I thought you were going to say, like, data analyst, or, like, environmental scientist, or something like that, and I'm like, I don't like science. Oh my god. Can't do numbers at all. Something wrong with my head when it comes to math. I felt that. Let's see. Can a tungsten cube? No, but a rubber ball. I better do a triple take on that question. I saw smoke. It's harder for me to do. Brigick became a math teacher today. For real, for real. I had to show my work and everything. For subtracting simple numbers like 7 to 13, you could add 7 up to 13 to get 6, which to me is a weird way to subtract, but my only way without a calculator. I suck at subtraction whenever it's like bigger number minus this. What I do sometimes, actually, and I do this with calculators too, is if I have to subtract like a bigger number from a smaller number. So like, let's say I have $5 in my wallet, right? Let me go here. I have $5 in my wallet. I want to buy something that is 30... I'm trying to get a number that I can't do quickly in my head. $33, right? I want to buy something that's $33, but I have my friend with me who's willing to pay for it. And I need to figure out, okay, how much am I going to owe them, right? What I'll do is I'll actually reverse it. I'll do 33 minus 5, and then I'll just, like, reverse whatever number it was, right? So, like, if it was a positive number, then it would be a negative number. And if it's a negative number, it would be a positive number, right? So what I'll do is, let's see. I'll take away the 3 for now because it gets confusing, right? Like, just, this is how I would do it. So I would do, okay, we'll take away the 3. So we're doing 30 minus 5, which is 25. And then add back the 3, so that becomes 28. And so it would be 28. Therefore, this would be negative 28. So I would owe them $28. That's how I would do it in my head. Although it's much easier to do on paper than it is to do in my head. So this was faster than it usually would be real time. Oh my gosh. My teachers were the same when I told them I want to be an animator. Jackson, an animator I love today. For real. Game deving is a lot of math though. Yeah, why do you think I'm here? Oh god. Yeah, what I meant was that like I liked game art, and so I was like, oh, you know, game designer. And so it started off as an idea for game developer, and then I was like, game designer, and then I realized, no, I mean game artist. Because when you think game designer, you're designing games, right? But that means like designing the path and the exploration. So I studied to be a game designer, but I went the art track. So I learned more about being a game artist. But it was a community college, so they didn't give like a bunch of art classes and stuff. Instead, they just kind of taught you how to be a game designer. But I did learn 3D animation on a very outdated software that no one uses anymore because it hasn't been updated in forever, and like none of the industry uses it. And rather than learn the, you know, like thing that everybody uses, you know, Blender, which is free, because, okay, here's the thing, here's a little bit of a rant, right? So the school that I went to, they offered a 3D animation class, and that was great. I wanted to learn 3D animation, and I did. But they did it using Lightwave, which, if you don't know, is a lesser known 3D animation software that is very outdated. Back in the day, it was like Blender of that time, right? And we had an old man teacher, right? Which, no hate to him. He was cool. I didn't mind him too much. He had very interesting stories. But he was the only one that was certified to teach that class, right? And so he taught us Lightwave, which was the one, like the software or whatever that the school had licenses for, but they didn't even have enough licenses to fill up the entire room. So there were some computers in that computer lab that we used that didn't have the license of the software. So there was only so many students he could have in his class. And we brought it up to him, like, why aren't we learning Blender? Blender is in like kind of industry standard, and you know, it should be good for base knowledge, because what you're saying, like, is we would ask him like, why aren't we using like, you know, Maya or 3D Max, you know? And he was like, oh, well, because like Lightwave is the only thing that I know, and like it's fine because some of the industry still uses it. And it's like, no, they don't. And we're like, why don't we use Blender? Because he was like, oh, well, because, you know, we don't want to have to buy new licenses. And I was like, okay, well, Blender is open source. Why don't we use that? And he was like, oh, because I would have to learn it, and like I don't want to, and so you can learn it yourself. And it's like, and so we didn't learn. 3D Max is another, and it sucks massively compared to Blender. Oh, it does? Damn, I heard about it, like that and ZBrush and stuff. Like, I know of, like, whatchamacallit, like, that things exist, like, in terms of, like, oh, I know there's a software for that, but in terms of, like, actually learning it, it's so slow. It is? Damn. Damn. That sucks. Oh my god. Yeah, because doing 3D stuff, the only thing that sucks with 3D stuff, because, like, for the most part, Lightwave worked decently well. I will say that. I didn't have many complaints. Like, it was a very basic thing. I learned to animate, but it definitely wasn't like, oh, I animated a whole character film. Like, I took, I think, 3 of those classes, right? Because there's Animation 1, which they teach you just basically, what's it called? 3D modeling. And then, I think the first class was 3D modeling, the second class was Animation 1, the third class was Animation 2, and that was it. Because it was an associate's degree, so, you know, that makes sense. But still, like, we never learned how to rig a character, we never learned about character skeletons, we learned a little bit about meshes. Like, well, meshes and texturing, right? That's about it. That's, like, that was the extent of our knowledge. Which, like, for reference, right? A year after I got out of school, I wanted to learn a little bit of Blender, right? And so I I went on YouTube, right? As most people do, and I looked up like, oh, learning Blender series, right? I got to that in a week. We got to learning about meshes in a week and texturing in a week. 3 semesters it took for us to get there. And don't get me wrong, I learned about like I think splines, curves, you know, that, but like it's whew, for 3 semesters it was really slow. Oh my god, it's frying my brain and I'm loving it. Explain the name out of service. Did you learn shadow mapping? I don't know what that is. I could hold on, give me a second. I know this is art stream. I guess this technically counts. I have, hold on, I'm stepping away for a little bit, but I have, like, the notes still from, like, all the little worksheets, because he would give us printouts, and then he would have us, like, follow the instructions from there. Give me a second. Let me go get them. I still have them in my room. Yeah. Alright. I have this book, and I can't show you it for obvious reasons, because I don't have a camera connected. But, quickly opening it. Let's see, let me pull up... What is this? I swear these handouts. It's so bad. Okay, this is the introduction. Then at the very end, when I tell you this could be its own textbook. The last thing we learned was creating your own texture images. And we learned how to, let's see. With Lightwave 3D's excellent surface editor, you can oftentimes get by with procedural textures in your scene. But what happens when they do not fit the bill? Or if they do serve your scene well, but you want to save them for later use, how do you go about it? Well, that is the purpose of this tutorial. Creating and managing surfaces and image maps is an integral part of working with 3D. And now is a good time as any to start learning about it. And that was like the last thing we learned, before everything else was like a mixture of all the different lessons we learned. And so we learned how to make like a wooden cube look like it had been beaten or whatever. That was the last thing we learned. There we go. I hate college. Biggest understatement of a lifetime. It's a scam. Yeah, like what I'll say, right? Because I enjoyed college because it's a good way to meet people who are interested in the same field that you're in. And it's a good way, like for me, I struggle with learning things by myself. I like people learning them with me because it like makes me more committed to learning it, you know? So the reason that I went to college, because I knew from the moment that I like wanted to get into the game industry in general, I was like, okay, I want to, whatchamacallit? What was I talking about? I want to learn how to do it, and I want to be like relatively good at it. And as soon as you look into it, they're like, hey, you don't really need to go to college. You can learn all this stuff online. I was like, yeah, but I suck at learning online. So let me go to school, which joke's on me. There was a pandemic, and so I kind of ended up learning online, which let me tell you, that semester that I spent online, did not learn. I did not learn. I slept through a lot of my classes. I slept through the programming logic class that we had. Like, I did not miss much, like, at all. That teacher, I mean, the class itself, okay. The thing about the degree path that I went through or whatever is the college realized that a big majority of its clientele, we'll say, a big majority of its student base were people, oh my god, so stupid. They would sign up to learn about, you know, like get a degree in computer science or game design, right? And they would have never touched a computer. They wouldn't know what File Explorer was. They wouldn't know how to unzip a file. They wouldn't know how to eject a USB. They wouldn't know how to, you know, get onto Google and search for something. They wouldn't know, like, anything. And I remember whenever we were going through the degree program, like, a majority of the students there, we were like, what do you mean? You're signing up for a game design degree. How do you not know that? And we'd understand if it was like, oh, you know, it's an old man who, you know, decided to change his career path. But no, they were saying like, oh yeah, you know, just regular people. Like, and there was like I think there was like one student who was kind of like that, but even so, they still kind of like had the basic understanding of using computers, and it was just like really weird. And it makes sense when you think about it, because like nowadays, you know, people have had more interactions with technology from a very early age, so it makes sense that like the generation that I was in and, you know, the people who were in the college at that time had at least worked with computers before. But it's just so strange, because like, why would you pursue a degree path of computers when you've never touched a computer in life? And then again, you know, back then, there was like a lot more of like whatchamacallit, like, not really, it was kind of gatekept, but in the sense of because of finances, you know, the computers were expensive back then. So it makes sense. But still, you would think that if, like, you want to get into something, you would have at least, like, tried it before or, like, played around with it. So how do they not know those basic things, you know, like the concept of a file explorer and USBs? Like, oh, I've never owned a USB. What do you mean? Oh my god. Now tell me, yep. Yep. A lot of the classes, like the intro classes, they had essentially like almost a month period of where they would kind of teach you how to use a computer. And it was just, yikes, that's insulting. Yeah, it felt insulting. Whenever we would, like, you know, be in the class and we're like, okay, yeah, you know, I'm gonna learn Photoshop. And they would sit you teaching, they would sit there, spend like 3 hours teaching you, like, this is the basis of a computer. And it wasn't like too bad. It wasn't like, this is a mouse, this is a keyboard. But it would be like, navigate to Google, type in this. You paid for that refund scam. Yeah, it was not great. Trust me. Whenever I was applying to colleges, I was very much knew that I wanted to go to college, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to get an art degree or a game design degree, right? Because not a lot of colleges are necessarily like, hey, game design, you know? So I wasn't sure where to go. I was close to going to Moore College of Art and Design. I applied to a bunch of colleges, and I got into a bunch of colleges, so that was nice, you know, definitely an ego boost. But I could not afford a lot of colleges, so that's why I ended up going to the local community college, and they paid me to go, essentially. But yeah, it was not the greatest, you know, definitely a moment of you pay for what you get, you know, or rather you get what you paid for. And so, yeah. Definitely could have done better. I wish they at least taught me Blender. Like, at least then, you know. But it's fine. Blender's not that hard to learn. To some extent. Would y'all be interested in, like, me doing kind of art days, but where we learn Blender? The only thing is, like, I need to see if how often it's shown, how often your file path is shown. But yeah, would y'all be interested in that? Because, like, we could just learn Blender together. Yes, sure. Blender would be so cool. Oh my god, we're gonna start learning Blender, guys. It's been a while. It'll be good though. It'll get me to, like, learn Blender because I've been putting it off. Noah would probably love that. I'm also hanging out in Blender. Ah, that's dope. I remember the first time I played with Blender was because I wanted to create a custom model in VR chat, and this was like before Paprika, like way before Paprika. And so it's crazy. I'm actually doing it right now. Yeah. Nice, I can just ask you stuff. I can watch tutorials or whatever and be like, okay, we're gonna be doing this. I'll probably have to, like, watch tutorials before the stream and then be like, okay, this is what we're doing. We're gonna create a character or something. And that's good, actually. It'll get me, like, used to the workflow. Proto Paprika, exactly. Proto Rika. Make sure you have numpad keys. Ooh, yeah, that's true. I'll have to have, like, a full keyboard. Yeah, I have not used my full keyboard in a while. I've been using, like, the ones that we did in the last keyboard stream. It's so nice. The backspace key is so creamy. It's so good. But yeah. I'm in love with the keyboard. And it was only like $20. So, you know, I feel great using it because I'm like, yeah, it wasn't even that expensive. And it's so awesome. I love my keyboard. Right there. Fill that in. There we go. What switches? I'm just using, like, regular purple switches. I found them on, like, AliExpress, and I didn't even think... Hold on, let me see. I can look that up. I have the keyboard right here, and because it's Bluetooth, I can have it on the little, like, rolling thing, because I have a little, like, keyboard thing, but I usually keep my drawing tablet there. So I usually don't have access to it, but I do have access to it because I'm using my drawing tablet. It's useful to what I'm doing at the moment. Then I save it. Ah, nice. I've heard it's really good for, like, if you want to draw, whatchamacallit, 3D scenes, you can 3D model it. Like, I've seen so many artists where they're like, yeah, you know, I had trouble drawing the perspective of this, so I just, like, did a little hack and I 3D modeled it. And I'm like, how the fuck do you know 3D modeling? Oh my gosh. Wait, hold on. This one, orders, and then scroll down, and it is, let's see. Red Dragon, SMD, RGB. MX switch, 3-pin, clicky, linear, tactile, silent, red, blue, black, brown, purple switch for backlit mechanical keyboard. So I used Red Dragon switches apparently, which I highly recommend Red Dragon for your keyboard needs because their stuff has worked pretty good for me. I've never had it like cheap out on me. So yeah. You read my thing backwards. Wait, I did? I have a collection of vintage drawers I found useful on my channel playlist. It's useful to what I'm doing at the moment. Then I save it. I'm still trying to wrap my head around what you said because I know we both are Zoomers, and that means we're first gen born into tech. Yeah. Wait. Wrap your head around what? Around like people having been like, I've never used a computer and going into computer degrees. Welcome in Unimo, hello. Sort of off topic, but do you know Warudo on Steam? It's a program. Ah, funny you mentioned that. I'm actually using Warudo. So I am aware of it. Yeah, and that's how I'm able to do a lot of cool stuff. Yeah. I used to be a VC face for life, but now I am in fact. I've converted and I love Warudo. Oh my god, the millennials were born on the onset of technology. Yeah, that's a weird thing, because with the way the old professor was surprised, like, he would always sound like, oh my god, you're the first people that I've seen, like, the first generation that I've seen coming in, and they know how to use a computer, and it's just like, what type of people were coming here? Just got backed from being dragged everywhere. A millennial, I remember AOL, how dare these peeps not know? Yeah, it was so weird. Like, we were all confused. It did not make sense to any of us. And the thing is, we had, like, the occasional student or whatever, like, fellow classmate who, like, was older. And even them, they knew how to use computers. Like, one of them was, he had come from the medical field, and he decided that he wanted, like, a career change. And he wanted to get into games because he had already been, like, doing it on his off time, so he knew how to code and stuff, you know? And then another one who was like an ex-military person, and he I guess if anything was like the perfect example of not what they were talking about, because like rather a counter to what they were talking about, because he hadn't used computers too often. He didn't know a lot of this stuff. Like he had never gotten into coding. He'd like he wasn't into Blender or anything, you know. He didn't at least search, right? Because me, I had never actually done a lot of this stuff. At most, I took a Python class in high school, right? So, like, I hadn't done it, but I'd always used a computer because school had, like, shoved it down my throat, you know, like, hey, use a computer lap time, you know? And I'm grateful to that, because even though I was playing Papa's Pizzeria, at least I knew the basics of how to work a computer, you know? And, like, he didn't know a lot of stuff. He didn't know, like, oh, you know, like coding languages and, oh, game engine, how do you use that? But he very quickly, like, grasped onto the concept. And, like, he had a basic understanding of how computers work. So it was just so weird, you know? Dial up, oh my god. Every time, like, I read the word, I can hear it. Oh my god. I got skirt new shoes, so I'm not complaining. Ooh, nice. But you can model stuff in Blender and then convert them into Warudo format, Unity, and add your own props. Yeah, I've seen that. Oh my god. we could do that. Oh my god, it could be like the emote thing where we're making stuff that we're gonna use in the future. We could make like throwables and stuff. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, that definitely we're doing that. 30 minutes to load a website. Oh yeah, I remember that. I was like at the very cusp end of that, I guess. Whenever I actually did start using like home computers, because majority of my computer usage was at school, and so I think my aunt had a computer, and I used to load up like Girls Go games and shit on there. Oh my god, I've never seen Waru though. What's that? It's a well, not really face tracking software, but more like a model tracking software, kind of. Like it holds my model and it allows me to do this. And, you know, like, do this, you know? Oh my god. But it's, what are they called? It's a 3D VTubing application software. Yeah. With the onset of technology, some people just choose not to engage with it. Like my siblings. So there are a polarity of millennials that are not good with tech. That's true. Never mind, I won't say that. But yeah, there's definitely people that I've met who are older than me that count as millennials, but they're just like, they don't suck at tech necessarily, but like when I'm like, yeah, just download it on your phone, download that video. They're like, how do you do that? And it's like, how do you not know how to go onto Google and put, this download converter and then just download? I mean, this is the safest, no, but does it work? Yes. Oh my god. My old school, like my mom, and my dad, but my aunt does. So that's the weird part. Like my aunt is older than my mom, but she knows how to send emails. But my mom, I mean, now she does because I taught my mom how to send emails. My dad roughly understands it, but there's a language barrier, to be fair. So I'm like, oh, well, it's more understandable. But my mom does not have a language barrier, so it's like, how? But I mean, to be fair, like there's stuff that like I can't say, obviously. But like when you consider that, it's like, okay, well, I guess that makes sense. But it's just so strange, you know? Some people, what I've learned, some people don't like have that urge to like, I don't know how to do this, let me go learn it. And that's something that apparently I don't share with a lot of people, which is crazy. Because like if I'm interested in something, if I'm genuinely interested in something, I will go and I will learn like as much as I want to about it, whether it be like, oh, someone talked about this book and I just want to understand the reference, so what does this mean for this book, or like, who is this? And like one time I was working a job, right, and my manager called me, she was like, oh, you're my little MacGyver. And I was like, what's that? Who's that? And she was like, oh, it's this character from this TV show who was like very, whatchamacallit, like they, how to say it? They tinkered a lot, they did a lot of tinkering. And I was like, oh, okay. And it's because like I would help fix like little things whenever they were broken, and I would like take them apart and stuff like that. And so like I didn't understand that, but like I could quickly Google it and like, who's MacGyver, and find that out. So it's just strange. Oh my god, they're not gamers. Shameful. I wonder what I'll be old and slow with the same way old people are with new technology, like phones and computers. I felt that. Like, whenever new tech comes out, we'll be like, you and your newfangled, hyper speed. I remember back in the day when we just got on a bus and rode places. We were Zoomers here, except Jujutsu is part of the first human of existence. That's why I don't understand your college experience, Pep. Okay. Yeah, I know what you mean. Resourceful. Because it should be mostly Zoomers there. Right? That's what I was considering. Like, there should have been at least, like, 2 generations, or rather, like, 2 waves of students before us that, like, understood at the very least, or, like, grasped. Especially people who were enrolling in a game design course. They should at least have a basic understanding of computers. Because, like, why would I, like, for example, why would I enroll in, let's say, a cosmetology? Why would I enroll in a cosmetology school without at least the day before searching up, like, as much as I can find about cosmetology? Like, I've gone to classes before and I didn't want to look completely stupid, so I'll kind of search up like, hey, what exactly am I going to be learning in this? Like ethics, search up ethic classes or whatever in YouTube, and I'll watch like a crash course video, something, you and your gizmos and gadgets. Exactly. So it was very strange. Yeah, we're all confused about that because it does not make any sense. But it is what it is. We just kind of learned to complain about it, and that was it. The way college counselors are. They don't care. They'll tell you, hey, take this class, and then the teachers will tell you, why are you taking this class? You were supposed to take this class. And it's very strange. I feel like there should be, for every department, a a counselor for that department. I don't know if that's something that like some colleges have or some don't, or if no colleges have implemented that. But a big issue that we would have is that the Trek system wasn't necessarily implemented by the college itself. It was implemented by the main game design teacher. And he was like, hey, these are kind of the classes that we have, and like they don't advertise it, and they did not advertise it on their website. But he was like, yeah, these are kind of the treks that we have. I recommend taking this order of classes because these are the prerequisites or whatever. And so take them in this order, and then you should finish up and you should have like these certificates or whatever. And so we had that as kind of our like roadmap for it. But the counselors would tell you like different things. They'd be like, oh, well, it's showing here. Like, I don't care what it shows. What am I supposed to take? And they wouldn't know. And I understand, there was quite a few different like degree options. But, it would almost make more sense to have kind of like counselors per department. But they didn't. So it just made it difficult for students. So yeah, it was weird. Oh my god. Yeah, in my day, we could only dream of high-fiving our VTuber Oshis. We had to buy the merch. Yeah, someday there'll be like a way. Oh, that would kind of be creepy though. Like, I don't think I would be... Oh my god. I don't think I would VTube if there was a way that like y'all would transport in and I would just like sit. Cause could you imagine? I mean, I don't know. Past a certain point, it would be scary, Oh my god. Because, like, what I'm imagining is that it's almost like being in VR chat, right? And so whenever you first start streaming, you're streaming to no one. And so you're on a stage and you're just kind of talking or whatever, and maybe, like, there's a projector or whatever that you're on, like, a kind of VR computer or something, and they can see your screen, and, you're doing stuff or whatever. And then whenever people join the stream, they're just, like, a little avatar or something in the crowd. And with the way streams work, I would imagine they'd have, like, little text bubbles that they can send in or something. And you would have to read it like that, although that would kind of suck because, like, I can't see too good in terms of distance. So there'd probably still be, like, a chat screen and you could, like, look to and be like, oh, my day is going great, or something like that. But, like, past a certain point, you'd have to, like, look at people, and you'd be able to physically see them. And the thing is, like, here's a good streaming tip. When you're first starting to stream, don't look at the numbers. Even now, I don't look at the numbers because my head gets, like, too into it or whatever. Like, as much as you try not to care about it, it will get to you sometimes. And so I just, like, don't look at the numbers. And so, like, it would be, like, very in your face if you could see them. So I guess maybe, like, to directly implement that, it could be kind of, like, they would be behind you, but then that would almost be scarier because then you like turn around and they're all right there. Oh my gosh, I love Crash Course Hank Green. Yes, I actually made a video recently talking about this new car color theme that looks like clay weirdly stands out. Huh. I feel that many students feel a diploma is a magical thing that allow them to know things and just want to be served knowledge. I think it'll be like high school and that by the end they're pros. That's true, that's true. I have a bad feeling we're going to have a regression of tech sometime down the line, so I'm not worried. I should be learning how to learn navigate. That does make sense. Expectation, laziness, ignorance. I can imagine we'd be little peppers running around. Me too, but it's a virtual stage and every viewer in a seat, no different than stand-up comedy. Exactly, but without consequences because it's online. Exactly. The more I imagine like Star Wars holograms. Dude, whenever I was in kindergarten, or not kindergarten, but like maybe first grade or so, I imagined that by the time I was in high school, we would have advanced enough in technology because, all the time they're like, oh, look, we're advancing. I thought by high school, we would have holograms and stuff, and rather than paper, they would be like hologram worksheets, and we would have like plasma dividers or whatever that would like go up around us, and we would have to focus on our tests that we would just kind of like click or whatever, like touch screen, and it would put in the answers and stuff, and it would all be like a hologram or something. I expected so much, and let me tell you, years later, I'm very disappointed. Like, I still have yet to see a working legit hologram. Or rather like a touchscreen hologram specifically. We sort of have, but not for common use. Yeah, exactly. Like, I thought they would just, like all of society would change. Like, oh, yeah, in 20 years it'll look so different. It does not. Oh, my God. Girl watched too much anime. No, for real. That really set up my expectations. When I was a wee lad, I thought we would have magnetically floating cars, and I would love telling my teachers about the idea. Yeah, I mean, that kind of exists now with, what is it, the Hyperloop, I think? But I don't know if they're still doing that or not. But that magnetic train that goes really fast, I think there's one in Japan too, the Magna train? I don't know, Magnetron. I mean, we can believe, I know. Well, that's true, but, like, it's not the same, Like, I wanted technology that we could implement for usage, not necessarily like a brain, because AI is a brain. It's not really a tech that you can use like directly, you know? Because here was my thought process. If we implement holograms, we can get rid of like paper use and stuff like that. And then we won't have to worry about like, you know, teachers would complain a lot about, oh, there's no budget anymore for printouts. So, you know, you're going to have to write everything down on your notebook paper and stuff. So I was like, oh, with, you know, holograms, there would be more like, oh, we're running out of paper. It would be used for like only the things you need to, you know? And so it just seems so much easier. And then like imagine, and of course this would never happen because with the way kids are, we lose a lot of shit. But like imagine, right, if they gave you, like now they do, what is it, Chromebooks? So they could give you like a little kind of MP3 looking portable device, and they would just send you all the documents or whatever, like, oh, the handouts or the field trip form. And then from there you would show it to your parents, and you know, you'd push a button and the hologram would pop in and be like, Mom, I'm going to the science museum tomorrow. Can you sign my permission slip? And they would just kind of like, I don't know if handprint or like just, you know, sign or whatever the forms or whatever, you know, Megatron. Bullet train. Oh my god. Let's see, y'all remember the giant table wall dividers in kindergarten, or was that just me who had them? Yeah, the cardboard ones, I hated those. Or whenever the school or the teacher wouldn't have those, they would just get like manila folders. And they would prop them up on the corners of your desk. Oh my god. Let's see, I shall shoot this digital celeb with my digital pistol, and I have my that I have in my digital hand. I had him too. Oh my god. I slide a pencil on the corner, and it launched straight up. They were so much fun for that. Oh my god. No paper, sure, but you need more servers. That's true, which use energy, which burns oil. Well, that's true. But I'm sure, like, there's probably ways, like region-specific ways to get renewable, whatchamacallit, energy and stuff. And so, considering that, like, you know, with the way schools are funded, and for private schools, they could just, like, fund their own energy source, that, or they could pay to, and that payment would go to, like, developing the local, I'm gonna call them energy farms, and they would essentially be like those, what is it, wind turbine farms, or, like, you know, install solar panels, which I don't know how effective solar panels are. You know, I'm really excited for, like, solar energy and stuff, but... A lot of stuff that I hear about in my area is like, yeah, this is a scam. They make you pay like $4,000, which makes sense, but still, $4,000 for that, that'll just like, I don't know, you know, it's definitely like, or from what I hear at least, a lot to start out with. But yeah, you know, I'm sure there's ways, we're just not looking into it because, you know, the oil industry doesn't want us to. Which, like, I don't know, I have mixed feelings on the oil industry because I'm scared what happens when we run out, and the amount of wars that have started because of oil. It's like, maybe we need a different option. And we do, it's just no one cares. And to be fair, I understand, because like it's kind of hard, like from a consumer end, right? The only way we'll get actual change is if people from the very bottom level, right? Because we at the very bottom level are a majority of the world, so we would have the most power. But it's hard as one person to, you know, shift the direction. And, you know, like, it costs money, and it's just not doable, unfortunately. So it's just like, it's doable, but it's not, you know what I mean? And it's just, it's very complicated. Oh my god. Let's see, oh, tablets, yeah, perhaps. Oh my gosh, Chromebooks are awful. Yeah, I hate the file system. You have to download Linux for it to be any useful. I suppose better recycling for materials. Energy comps will not allow that. Exactly. It's not effective unless we build a Dyson swarm. I got a MacBook because this was before Chromebooks, and I must say Chromebooks are much better than MacBooks. I heard Mac, or like you know, the iDevices or whatever, those are good for creation, like content creation, but whenever you get into the gaming sphere, they just like, well, there's new advances now, but they kind of suck in general. There's a lot more limitations on it, but I heard they're good for the creative fields, which is ironic, because, like, I'm in the creative field, but also, like, I don't give a shit, so... I've always stuck with, like, what's it called, Android and Windows. Oil, sends in helicopters, we'd be forced to go nuclear full on if the energy demand stays the same. Exactly. Nuclear gives as much, if not more, for longer than oil. Yeah, the only thing is, like, you've heard about the nuclear plant explosions and stuff like that, right? That's just dangerous. So it would just be nice for us to switch. And I know this is like more ideal than anything, you know, this shit's hard to change. But it would be nice if we could find an energy source that, you know, would not be... Oh, there we go. that would not be as dangerous in large quantities for people to work with, you know? Like, how, I mean, it probably is, you know, still a little bit dangerous, but how dangerous are, like, what is it called? Water turbine generators or whatever? You know, the hydro, hydro pump. Hydroelectric or whatever. How dangerous is it to work at one of those like energy generators as opposed to a nuclear plant? You know, like there's definitely a difference in the amount of danger, and it would just be nice if we could switch, you know. Oh my god, I saw Slendy Tubby's TVs on my school. Fallout, which they need to be properly installed with all the failsafes or else. All I think about when I hear oil is Ramsey. Yeah, fixing the fossil fuel consumption and greenhouse gas stuff is extremely hard because the foundation almost everything is built on, along with personal comfort such as AC units and stuff. Exactly. There's fail-safes, but yeah, it needs to be more monitored closely. Yeah, it's so dangerous. The amount of safety precautions that goes in for obvious reasons, you know, because like it's just so I'd say it's so whatchamacallit, sensitive or like delicate. You know, so it's just, it's a lot. A comical amount of consumer products use oil. Oil is in everything, so it's not going away, probably never will now. Going away, never will now. And it's used and need in bread and the wheel. More jobs are nice. Yeah. Yeah, I know, like, one of the biggest complaints whenever, you know, like the discussion of newer, whatchamacallit, newer energy sources or whatever is like, oh, but what about all the jobs, right? And like I know that, but like with the introduction of a new, like as opposed to AI, right? Which like AI, I will say, has its place, right? There's uses for it. But how to say it? Not in the way that we're using it now. It's not as effective as it should be because AI was created with the intention of making human working conditions easier. But have y'all seen, like, y'all have seen that statue, haven't y'all? Or rather the art exhibition or whatever, where it's like it's the painter robot and it just like wanted to kill itself, or it looked like that. Like, and then there was that one clip, I don't know if any of y'all saw it, it went around on Twitter for a little while, and it was like this robot that was made to handle luggage in an airport, and it just kind of like, I forgot if it like said something or if it just like the way it looked, but it was just like so unhappy with his job. The original intention with AI was to replace the human need to do that, like so that we would have no more like labor jobs and stuff like that. We would replace it with AI and stuff, so that way, or at least that's what they would say, so that way we can focus our efforts more on, you know, like artistic creations or like inventions and stuff like that, so that way we wouldn't have to worry about, well, someone needs to flip the burgers, well, the robots are flipping the burgers. We can design new burgers, we can make new restaurants, we can design different fusion restaurants, you know. That was the intention of AI. And then they were like, hey, what if we just use this to do the cooler stuff and then we don't have to pay so much for like the skills? And it's like, hey, that that's not what you were supposed to use it for. So yeah. Oh my god. So like with the creation of or rather with the switch to like a newer fuel source, that would open more jobs because it would just be a replacement essentially of the oil industry. Maybe some jobs won't have a total equivalent, right? So maybe, I don't know, chemical mixers, right? Maybe they won't have a direct equivalent, but wouldn't that in a way, like, okay, here's the thing. There's some people that, because of circumstances, sometimes beyond their own control, they don't have the opportunities, right? So let's say someone grows up in a rural area, right? They have no, like, whatchamacallit, I guess, funding from their family. Like, they can't afford to go to school, right? Because you gotta pay to go to school, to some extent, depending on the areas, too. Like, my dad had to pay to go to school. And so, like, he couldn't afford higher level of education, right? I was barely able to afford it. I got lucky and I was smart. But some people, they just don't have those opportunities. Like, he didn't have that opportunity in where he grew up. So, like, that's what the labor jobs, I won't say are for, but that's kind of the people who work in those jobs, you know, whether it be something to just earn while you focus on like your actual passion thing, or like something because you just have to, because there are expenses with just living. And so that's what they're for. And so this question comes up, or I feel should come up a lot more often, but it comes up with me a lot, because I always think about this, right? If we like have essentially AI or some type of replacement to do those laborious jobs, in theory, that'll free up people to pursue things that they want to, right? So we'd get more innovations and stuff. But would that really, or would that just displace people, you know? I guess at the end of the day, it's up to them, but the thing is, what do you do if they don't have the opportunity? What happens when they can't because they just can't afford it? And now they no longer have that job. What happens to them? And so that's that. That's something that like I've always kind of wondered about. And the thing is, I don't think there is a solution for that, or at least not an easy one. We would have to probably create more kind of easy jobs, but I don't know what necessarily. So yeah, it's a lot to think about, you know. The robot unplugged itself. Currently, the only deterrent for nuclear is human negligence and disposal of nuclear waste, which again is not hard, but if people dig it up again, thing is treasure. Yep. Yeah, nuclear is honestly not that dangerous. The fear is just knowing how lazy and cheap companies are, as Zeus had said. Sounds nice, but we need food. Ooh, this stuff radiates heat. What is my purpose? You pass peanut butter. OMG. Oh no, wait, past butter. And it had a meltdown only because it was hit with a magnitude 9 earthquake and then a massive tsunami back to back. Yeah, there's things that we can't control, and that's also it. You know, it's not just human negligence. Sometimes there are just shit that happens that we can't control. And so it's just, it's scary, you know? You know, that story where the guys found the heating rods and thought they'd use them to warm themselves? The snow was terrifying. What's that? Did someone find like a nuclear radiated thing and they were like, ooh, this must be one of them fancy space heaters. Local smart maid wolf got lucky. Case by case basis. There's AI, but there's also small jobs that people still need to do, like chores. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Unless you get like a home robot, which has always been a thing in media. But like, I think also, like, okay. Oh, I'm trying to think of how to say this. Like, how do you say it? So like, okay, here's the way I thought, right? So I was like, okay, well, what if home robots become like a mass thing, right? Well, I'm like, well, I'm sure there's people who would prefer like not only just humans to do it, but rather there's just some stuff that robots can't clean as efficiently. And I was like, well, what if you just upgrade the robots? And it's like, well, yeah, but then that would cost money and time. And so rather than that, you could have like basic versions and stuff. And then you have jobs for cleaners and stuff. So I guess there would still be a need. And either way, there are things that like AI can't replicate. Like you can't mass produce, I think crocheting, or I think knitting. Well, no, knitting can do because technically there are simple machines that do knitting. But crocheting, if I'm not mistaken, and lace work, I think those are things that can't be done by AI because of the intricacies and like the knowledge that's needed. It's not, from what I hear at least, a repetitive thing. So that's why it's not replicable by AI. So there's definitely still things that can't be done. And even then, when things can be mass produced, there is also a question of whether it should be mass produced, because there are things like hand forged, kitchen knives that are always going to be more durable, or, for the most part, if you get them from people who know what they're doing, more durable than those mass produced kitchen knives that were a lot cheaper, right? But the thing is, with skills comes cost, right? The more skill you have, the more you cost. And that's why mass production became a thing, because people couldn't afford having those really fancy things, even though they were the best, even though technically they're the better investment. It was cheaper to buy the other thing. And so yeah, there's a lot of intricacies to like all of it. Maids and house cleaners. They were irradiated robs and they didn't know. Oh my god. This keys up. Ted. Who's that? Let's see. Let me Google search time. Copy this one, paste, and then hit enter. A lone bomber terrorized the nation for nearly 20 years, planting bombs that killed 3 Americans and injured many more before his capture in 1996. Holy crap. Wasn't that the year that the Nintendo 64 came out? When did the Nintendo 64 come out? That came out 1996. Yeah, holy crap. He got caught the same year that the Nintendo 64 came out. Holy crap. Thing is that if we use AI for everything, like Wally will go crazy. Yeah, we'll eventually like lose purpose, and that's not great. Wally was fantastic warning. It was. People do things like maybe they like to do, that's true. But they also need to do things like building character through some work. That is also true. I feel it's important to still be raised by effort one way or another. Yeah, definitely. They're like, I don't want things to be completely done by AI, right? Like, as much as I hate folding clothes, there's... Actually, no, I would use a machine easily. But there's definitely some stuff that, like, yeah, you definitely just need to grow up doing that. Like, you need to grow up with those Saturdays, the Mexican music playing as your mom's like, hey, wake up, and it's like 7 a.m. and you're like, oh, it's Saturday, why? I'm so tired from the school week, and she's like, hey, get up, we're gonna mop the house, you know? Wear your sandals, and once I mop, stay in your room, don't come out until the floor dries. You know, they need to have that learning experience, that growth experience. Oh my god. Let's see. Pep's so into this, she forgot she's drawing. You're not wrong! Sometimes I get too focused on talking that, like, I can't draw anymore, and that's why I stopped drawing. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Also, we'd end up like snobby rich kids, super demanding, and yeah, we'd be really lazy, and it's not great, you know? We need to be able to... What's that one metaphor? Not metaphor, but like... What's it called? Idiom? Be able to pull ourselves by the bootstraps? Is that what it is? Something like that, you know? Let's see. So you didn't get to play? Oh my god. Ted wrote a book that a lot of people talk about. Oh, he did? I pulled up 2 tabs and they're perfectly synced. It's your stream. Oh my god. It's just me double the Mexican music. So you're double you. I don't want to mess it up. Free echo. Art stream. But we all know. You're not wrong. Oh my god. Let's see. Alright. Let me do like the mandatory 10 minutes of art before someone else brings up a topic that I'm super interested in. And then I delve... For every like 10 minutes of art, there's like an equivalent 30 minutes of a ramble. It's the Paprika art stream tax. Oh my gosh. Oh shit. Oh, that scared the fuck out of me. Oh god, it's just super blasting my ear. By the way, I have the new headphones. I have the B-Nui or something like that. The B-Nui headphones. That's what I'm using right now. And they're with a cable right now, so yeah. But yeah, they work pretty good. They're a little like... I don't know if heavy. It's just like they're big. They're big on my ears. But they're good. I don't know. Like I don't notice much. Oh god. 2 hours in now. Oh, that's true. We have 4 minutes left, is what I'm seeing. Is that true? Let's see, we start at 7, we end at 10, and it's 9:56. So yeah, we have 4 minutes left. Oh man, I'm gonna speed through the rest of this so I can get it posted today and imported today. Do this. Let me just do a bit of like... bit of fun line work here, here, here. Get this one here, make it thicker here, here. Grab this here. Does anyone else have trouble saying, like, bye? Like, not as in, oh, never see you again, goodbye, my love. But, like, bye as in, you know, you're hanging out with a friend, and then they're like, oh, it's time for them to go home. And you're just like, oh, I don't wanna. That's how I feel sometimes about stream. I'm like, oh, I don't want stream to end. I'm having fun. And it's just like, well, it has to, you know? Things have to end because you still have other stuff to do. and they have other stuff to do, and you know, you have to stop at some point because you still gotta like go eat and shower and sleep. You know, stuff has to end, but it's like, oh, I don't want it to end. If I have to record that, that would be 2 years. We'll make 3 emotes. There we go. We do 1, but learn about anti-disestablishmentarianism. Yeah. You mean 40 minutes? Oh my god, you're not wrong. Responsibilities. I just don't know how to end the conversation. Same. I get so awkward whenever it's time to say goodbye because like I don't know how to say bye. Do I just say bye and leave? Do I, you know, say see you next time? I don't know when's the next time I'm gonna see you. Sometimes I go like see ya when I see ya, and it's just it feels so awkward, and so that's why I don't like it. And that's why I always feel so awkward, and you'll notice it probably more now whenever I say bye. But I'm like, is that everything? Am I forgetting anything? And that's why I have like the kind of exit thing, the exit, whatchamacalls it? The exit term, I guess, or the exit like catchphrase where it's like drink milk, eat vegetables, don't talk to strangers, try any special judgment, see you next time, bye, or something like that. Honestly, I feel like my mom with my aunts whenever I do that sometimes because I'll like say that and then someone else will say something right before I'm about to say like, you know, actually end stream. And then I'm like, oh, wait, yeah, that's a good question. And then I'll talk for some more, and then I'll be like, okay, time to say goodbye again. And if I say goodbye too many times, I'm like, okay, I really need to go. Because, like, I can't just stay here. I can't be like my predecessors. No! Oh my gosh. So wait, hold on. I've not read. Probably because by the time it has to end, I'm just getting started. Same. Also, I'm not going to be here for April 17th to 18th morning, and so 3 days I have to disappear. Aw, damn. It's a good ritual to end stream, actually. That's good, that's good. Yeah. Reconnection is successful. Are we back? Hello? What is it? Put smiley face emoji when we're back. Smile at me when we're back. Put smile emoji when we're back. Are we back? It says we're back. Smile emojis. Looking for smile emojis. Maybe loading emojis. Let's see. Actually, I can recheck here. Bum 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 bum. Do. Are we back? I can't tell. Oh my gosh. I think we're back. It says we're back, but I can't tell. But what was I even talking about? I don't know when it cut out for you. But I was surprised that y'all considered a good ending stream ritual because I was like, oh, I always thought it was like it was a little weird, but it is nice to have something that I know I have to say, or not have to say, but you know, do say at the end of all the streams and stuff. Do this one, do that one. This one, make it a little bit darker. Do this. And do this. There we go. Are we back? Hello? Oh man. I don't think we're back. I feel like we're still in the void. It says we're streaming. But oh well. Probably. I don't know. I don't know what to do. It says we're back, but that's all I got. That's all I got. Let me actually try a thing. Turn on Discord. Oh! Oh my god, it is back! It's just lying to me! Oh my god! We do at here. I see on now. Dang it. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, I guess it just didn't connect. Oh my gosh. I was over here like, where'd they go? Alright, hold on. Let me... interactive. This one? Yeah, this one. There we go. And then broken... Gone, gone. This one? And then 3 loading signs. Lazy X saying GG gang. We need to put our fates together to fix. Am I not back? It says I'm back. Let's see. Nah, no I'm not. Wait. Yikes, 1-4. Uh-oh, 1-4. Faith. Oh, I'm not back. We're not back? Oh no, we're not back. Why are we not back? It says we're back. It's still broken? What's broken? Is the chat broken? Fixed on my end. Back? Yo, we're back. Okay. Okay, looks like we're back. Refresh if it isn't on your end. Yeah, hit that F5. Refresh. Function key 5. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that was crazy. It just like literally my internet went out. So I guess I should go ahead and start wrapping up before it decides to was it seppuku itself again? It's just broken. Wait, is chat not loading for y'all? Or is that not chat? Funny if it's back then Pep says, well, time to stream. Oh my god. Well, okay, I'll finish the eyes, I guess. I really should go though. I don't have a lot of time left. But I guess, okay, let me finish shading the face. Because I want to finish this one, because I was supposed to finish it since last time. I'm being annoying, don't mind me. Oh, okay, no worries. For a second I was like, whoa, how are they saying that? How do they know that I'm asking if it's not back? Or if it is back, and being able to say, no, it's not back, when, like, they can't hear me. 10 hours later. Oh my god, don't say that. That is something that would happen. Right there. And then right there. And then we'll just do it like this, I guess. There was something that I wanted to try this time, but I don't think I'll try. Like as in in art. This one, make it darker. Not too dark. Right there. And then like that, yeah. Okay, and then I'll just use it for the extreme shadows. So this canonically is like a floating head paprika. There we go. I don't think it actually needs shadows, personally. Or at least the hair. Okay, and then the last thing I need to do was the eyes. This one I will make really dark. Iris. Actually, technically, I should do this, this, that, and then something like this-ish. I don't remember how to do eyeballs. Ooh, why don't I just look for an artist and do it? Gotta go now. Bye. Bye, Unimo! Be back. Extreme shadows. Maybe under chin, simple shadow. Oh, that might be good. Pip has red eyeshadow? I do. Let me... Hold on, I can show you. Like, when you look... Oh, okay. When you look really closely, you can kind of see whenever I move my hair. I do. Or rather, I do. Because if I just say, no, I don't. Don't believe her. Don't believe the Pep on the screen. It's like, I do. But yeah, like, you can kind of see. It's like very hidden, but it's still very much there. But yeah. Oh wait, y'all can't see that side, but uh-oh. This side. Here, you can kind of see it right there. See? And same thing on this side. See it? That's broken. I'm not broken. It's my OC, don't see you. Red shadow. Bev, how dare you not have that in the refs? I do. It's just you gotta zoom in. You gotta zoom in. Blink twice if you're being held hostage. No, I'm not being hostage. I'm perfectly happy here. I'm joking. For record, for full thing, that is a joke. I'm not being held hostage by a maned wolf. Oh my god. Let's see. But that one, and then this one. Why is this one more squintier? Right there, I think. Let's see, stream is not giving us overtime for legal reasons. That's a joke. Yeah, for legal reasons, that is a joke. Because I don't want to get, I don't know, like, called to court one day and they're like, you were being held hostage! And I was like, no, no I wasn't. I was perfectly fine. I was here, with my own will. Of my own will, I guess is the right wording. Verbiage. Who the hell uses the word verbiage? I'll tell you who. Me. Because I just used it. Oh, wait, I can just copy my eyes. Oh my god. Guys, I'm gonna zoom in real close. I'm gonna look at my eyes. That is not my eye. Hold on, hold on. Hmm. Hmm. Wait, can I look up? I don't think I can actually look up. Am I looking up? Can I look down? Oh my god. Okay, let me zoom out. There we go. Zoomed out. Stream's not getting us over time. Man, this is the best quote. Your Honor, I plead. I don't care. Okay, wait. I was gonna look at this. Nope, not that one. This one. Also not. Oh no. Oh no, bro. There we go. Oh, how do they do it? Okay. Okay, let me try something here. It's probably not gonna look good, but we'll try it nonetheless. Why don't I just go back, select, and then select this color, and we'll just put it, actually we're gonna use it. Okay, we'll put it right. Oh my god, okay, that's not how I do that. That's also not how I do that. Okay, we'll put this over here. Trust me on this. Actually, don't trust me. Not a time to trust me, but it's fine. This one, and then fill. Fill. Let's see. Gosh, this thing has peptide. It's me, the Cyclops. You're in my cave. You stole my food. You killed my favorite sheep. Uh, what gives you the right to instill so much pain? Right there, it says. Do a little bit more. Right here. I don't know if this will really work, but I'm trying it. Always experiment in art. You never know. Maybe you'll find something you like, and maybe you won't. But it's all about learning, baby. And it has this. I feel like I should make it a little bit bigger. There we go. Now a white-ish color, and we do it consistently. Maybe we do it up here. Why does that look like that and this does not look like that? I mean, obviously, there's a reason. But why? Why that look good and this not as good? I mean, it looks, but it looks. There we go. Let's see. Trust you 1000%. You should have a cooking stream, but it's just you cooking with ice. That would be funny. I'm just like chopping ice. I keep the spray. Ice sculpture. Some April Fool's cooking stream. That would be so funny. Like you put some ice oil on the pan and let it get hot. And ice punch. That would legit be so funny. Oh my god, I might actually do that. And the thing is, I would totally eat that too. Here's something that I do, okay, for reference. I have this like ice stick tray, right? And so I put it in there and it's designed for you to like get these ice sticks and be able to put them inside of your water bottle, right? I take that and then I freeze some ice sticks and then I put them inside of the blender and I blend them, and then with the blended ice I put it back into that same tray, refreeze them, and then I have crunchy ice. And I like eating it. And I eat it whenever I get like frustrated. It's like my smoke break. That is not a joke either. I legit do that. Oh my god. And it's so good too. I like it. But it's not good for my teeth, so don't tell my dentist. If I had a dentist. Ha! 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 Oh my gosh. There we go. Okay, that looks kind of cute actually. What do y'all think? What do you think about that? Is that good? I feel like if anything, it's just this isn't the right position. It should be like somewhere, I think right there. Can't tell. Put that there. I can't tell. What do y'all think? Is that good? Let's see. Probably safest cooking stream for pet. No, I can still burn myself. Smoke break. The emote really says, why does that look good? It looks. Oh my gosh. Wait, okay, so what do y'all think? Is that good? Is that bad? Good, bad, good, bad. Here, let me just run a poll. Easier. Uh, uh, good, bad. Bad, bad. I was about to put bed, bad. Chin shadow? Ah, okay. Under or on it? Think I need it. Think? Give it to us, Pep. What do you need? What, the ice cooking stream? Oh my god. Wait, so chin shadow on skin or under skin? On it, bottom. Gotcha. I'm on it. Ha ha. Oh my god. Pep is very similar eye from the watcher from Waru Trauma. I don't know what that is, but I'm probably gonna have to look it up. Let me make this a little thicker. I'm trying not to like move the, I was about to say camera, move the microphone too much, but I am, no! But I am moving it a lot this time. Maybe a little bit thicker. Ah, dang it. There, like that? I have no nose. I have no nose. I just realized I have no nose. Hold on. Let me go back to here. I can do a little link. A little bit of a hey. Oh god, now that I've seen it without a nose, I can't unsee it. Actually, it's fine without a nose, right? Maybe? Now I'm not so sure. Now it looks weird. Oh no. We have a boo? Yeah, we do. You're not gonna tell me that it's because it's chibi. Yeah, it is, but now I'm like, I don't know, now I can't unsee it. It's good without a nose? Oh, okay, Pog. Pog. It's good without a nose. Alright, there we go. Is that good? Let's see. I'm seeing, oh god. Just say it's behind the hair. Oh, so true. So true. Alright, let me end the poll. Yeah, okay, it looks like everyone is saying it's good. So then, yay! We have a smirk. A smirk emoji. Yeah, baby! That's what we're waiting for. I think I'm gonna start using that trick to do eyes from now on, because I'm looking at Choco Jax, which is a Twitter artist that I follow, and I have this like specific one picture of fan art they did for Fuamoko that I really like the style that they did it in. So I reference that sometimes whenever I'm like, how did they do this? Because I know I like the style that it's in, so let me look at that. And so that's what I was looking at. Oh my god, this better be Discord. Oh, absolutely. It's either going to go in today or sometime soon, now that it's done. But yeah. So then I can't show you my file path for reasons. You know, because, I don't know, the CIA will be at my door. That sounds weird. But yeah, let's go ahead and let me put pause on this and go here. There we go. Pep's nose is barely noticeable in Romano anyways. You're not wrong. I really don't look like I have a nose, but I promise it's there. Look. Like I got a tiny itty bitty honker. You see it? You see it? Just tiniest bit. It's right there. You can see it a lot whenever I do this. Whenever I turn. You can see it. I got a nose. I can smell. I do sniffa, 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 sniffa. But I won't because you're stinky. Anyways. Oh, that's too far. That's too close. There we go. Right there. Itty bitty. The tiniest bitty that it can be. It looks like a little smudge. Honestly. From the way I see it, it just kind of looks like a smudge on my monitor. Clown nose, how dare you? Yo, face, no you. Oh my gosh. But with that, thank you all so much for watching. Here it comes, here it comes. Drink your milk, eat your vegetables, don't talk to strangers, or at least try and use best judgment. Hope you enjoyed. I forgot to say that. Thanks for watching. VOD viewers, I see you. Did you wash your hands? It did not smell like it. Anyways. Oh my god. She said the thing. Again, drink your milk, eat vegetables, don't talk to strangers, or at least try and use best judgment. And I will see y'all tomorrow for the stream tomorrow. Oh, it's that climbing game.
Yeah, baby! That's what
I'm waiting for. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Why are you booing me? I'm right. Will it come? Will it do it? There it goes. I knew it. I could see your arm winding back. Alright, bye-bye. Bye. 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 Markiplier outro. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye!